Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vortex Racing Network's broadcast of Monday Night Mayhem. The Moonlight Racing League is live at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the opener of season number 6. Our 13-race regular season begins tonight on the 1.5-mile quad oval. MRL loves Charlotte, and Charlotte loves Monday Night Mayhem. Too wide in the booth tonight. Mean Gene Money alongside Arron Brown. Arron joining us again. Arron, thank you so much for coming out. Can you feel the excitement on the track?
Yeah, ready to go. A lot of these drivers getting ready. Also, a lot of them in the pits right now, but getting ready as we're 2 minutes away from qualifying. So they're getting ready to go, start a brand new season. These drivers getting nice and ready. Can I get a fresh all reset from last year? If they didn't have the right season they wanted last year, they get a nice little reset. And tonight, they're hopefully trying to go out there and pick up that first win of the year.
Tell you what, last year, rivalries were reborn. Colin Bollinger, this guy won the season prior, won the regular season last year as well, ready to repeat, but what happens? He runs into a face full of Grant Applegate. Grant Applegate taking his first win of the year at the championship race in Kentucky, and Grant Applegate crowned Season 5 champion. Joining him in the Final Four, we also had Tony Iverson. Iverson, multiple-time Final Four qualifier, the number 13, The Undertaker. Didn't work out, eliminated on lap number 30 at Kentucky, had to watch from the sidelines. Also doing battle was Kevin Kyle. First appearance in the Final Four for Kevin. Didn't have the horsepower to compete. The showdown finally came, Bollinger versus Applegate, and it was Applegate ruling the day at Kentucky. But Arron, we're back at Charlotte, and this track has been Colin Bollinger's. Last 2 seasons, Colin has won both stages, both races, and the guy has led 96% of all the laps. How do you compete with a guy like this?
Yeah, definitely very dominant here in Charlotte. It's definitely kind of a mile-and-a-half racetrack, so he's found the definitely feel for it. We'll see if anyone can top him tonight, but right now he's sitting 4th in practice, so he's got that speed, showing his speed and consistency here at Charlotte. Sitting in 4th right now, about a tenth and a half off the top time of Eric Thornton right with a 29.338. So we'll see if Bollinger, he'll definitely find that qualifying pace, but getting ready here to qualifying. This is where it's going to make the big bucks is here in qualifying. The most important part. One of the most important parts of the night. Track position is going to definitely be a key factor. So we'll see if he gets back qualifying. We'll see how hard he might have to work to get up through the field. He might start to struggle a little bit.
I think you're really onto something there, especially with these Cup cars, these next-gen Cup cars. Not a lot of horsepower, so it turns into a draft and block battle. Track position gonna be at a key, as is who's your teammates out there. Looking at the top of the practice speeds right now, we see Eric Thornton, Buddy Sully, a couple of the High Side Hustler teammates, so they're gonna work in unison, and that track position combined with having teammates gonna be a great benefit. Grant Applegate 3rd in practice. Michael Mata, he of K-pop fandom, gonna have the 4th fastest car. Buddy Sully, as well as Tony Iverson. So 3 of the High Side Hustlers in the top 5 of speed. Now, last year we saw Colin win here, but we also saw the emergence of Jordan Fisher. Jordan Fisher, the captain, the CEO of Fish Speed. Want to give a big shout out to Fish Speed, as they have picked up as our primary sponsor this season for Monday Night Mayhem. So thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Fish Speed. If you're not familiar, it is a consortium of drivers all getting together in Discord using Garage 51, sharing that information. So if you want to get faster, if you want to get into a community of drivers, Fish Speed is definitely one of those groups that you should look at to find that friendly community. Jordan Fisher, Fish Speed, thank you so much for picking up sponsorship this year. Jordan, unfortunately, Aaron, he's not here today. He's a fish and he's down in Florida. Guy told me it was 75 degrees down there. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, well, he had to go get fishing. 75 degrees, and unfortunately here in Virginia, where I am, it's only about 40, so it looks a little cold over here. So I would like a little bit of my heat back. So if you can bring some of that back, that'd be useful. Bring some of that up here, that'd be useful as well.
Yes, it would. Jordan Fisher bringing speed and bringing sunshine. I'll tell you, though, everybody loves a little competition, but there has to be a part of you on the inside that's kind of happy to not see a guy who won 6 races last year on the track. Sometimes you might feel like you're racing for second place when that fella shows up. Here's a guy, though, Grant Applegate. This is last year's Kentucky winner, Final Four participant, and Season 5 champion. Rookie of the Year by default, I would imagine, since, he won the championship. It would be kind of hard to argue. So, Rookie of the Year and champion from last year. But he's going to be facing an uphill battle. Lots of new faces coming in this season, and we expect those guys to give challenge as well. Rules are going to be the same from last year, Aaron. There will be stage points to the top 5, but no break. So lap 75 will be stage points will be awarded to the top 5 guys, but not going to stop racing to 150. It is the longest race of the year, so they do give them an extra set of tires. Here's one of the new guys I talked about, Luke Wagner. Luke is a Marine out of North Carolina. Good to see him out there. Hoorah, buddy.
And Luke Wagner coming to complete his lap here. He's going to look like he run 30.385 that second lap there. So sets 16th for now. I've been looking for Colin Bollinger. Currently not out of the racetrack yet, so he's waiting to go late here. He's got a minute and a half left to get out on the racetrack. So we'll see if he can steal that pole away last second.
I always wonder, some guys just choosing not to qualify, thinking, let's stay in the back, watch the race unfold in front of me. Tommy Fox, one of the guys that is just infamous for doing that. Tommy, of course, is one of our playoff drivers in the Sunday Premier Cup that we broadcast over in the Bonfire Racing League. So waiting to qualify or not qualifying, sometimes it bites you in the backside, sometimes it pays off. Speaking of qualifying, Jonathan K. Sabir, MC Motorsports driver, the number 17-3 Red Bull on the track now. This guy, Aaron, lots of speed. We've seen he and K-Pop Michael Mata putting up some amazing finishes on those super speedways. How do you think that translate, though, to the 1.5-mile track of Charlotte? Only 24-degree banking here, but you can still get some pretty good drafting action.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Drafting definitely a big factor. You still get a little bit here on the straightaways of the 1.5 miles, especially on those straightaways. But I think dirty air is going to be the biggest importance, really, at this 1.5 miles. But being able to the super speedway definitely takes a big mind game. Is kind of where you got to put yourself in the race, and you can definitely translate that here to the 1.5 miles and kind of every other racetrack. I think that can be very useful. We'll see if you can find some of that super speedway speed, put himself in the right spot in some of these races, and I think that can also. And also, just you have to be very quick with reaction times in super speedway races, a little bit more than what you have to be on the 1.5 miles. So they might have a little bit of advantage there. We'll see if they find a way. Especially Charlotte, you can get kind of tight racing. You can get 3-4 wide on these restarts. That's where the super speedway skill will definitely come in handy.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to see, especially with dirty air and low horsepower. It's going to be on those restarts where you really have that open window to try to improve a couple of spots. Going to see 3 and 4 wide, as Aaron said. But it also is kind of dependent on those quick reflexes. Quick reflexes not shown by the Pittsburgh defense, as Woody Marks gets a touchdown to put the Texans in the lead 24-6 with 3:38 to go. But on the track, entirely different set of circumstances. Qualifying about to wrap up here, about a minute left in the session. driver meeting underway. Joe Volpis giving him the what for as far as what will happen, rules and regulations. Couple of fun names out there, Aaron. I cannot wait to see what they do. Second on the grid right now, Eric Gambrell. Eric was in the Best of the Rest tournament last year, missed 2 races, but if you would have added those 2 races up from the average of his other 5 scores, Eric would have won the Best of the Rest contest, but he missed 2 races because of outside obligation. Lots of speed from that number 46 NMO driver, but you know what comes with speed and youth, and that's aggression. I wonder how many friends that 46 will make today with that heavy bumper. Also, the 900 numbers, ladies and gentlemen, that shows you a driver who's a rookie to this league. They hold that 900 number for just 3 races, then they go through the permanency process with admins, and they will get the permanent number after that. But as I look down the list, looks like 5 900 numbers. So exciting to see the league get that little bit of growth there. Last year, 32 drivers racing at Charlotte. This year, 29. So little smaller field, but can't wait to see what the action is. And looks like we're rolling, Aaron.
Yeah, get ready to go. Grant Applegate on the pole here in this race. So, and Eric Gambrell on the front row. Now, interesting, we mentioned Kyle Vollinger, dominant driver earlier this year here in Charlotte, and always dominant here in Charlotte. He did not set a qualifying time. And I mentioned track position can be a very key factor after working right through the field. He's going to start roll off 24th tonight, so that's going to be tough for Colin Vollinger. We'll see how quick he can work his way up through the field, though.
Yeah, Colin's an interesting guy. He manages to pick those moments when he wants to push forward, but he can also play the long game. No Jordan Fisher here tonight, so the main rival for him, of course, will be Tony Iverson. He and the Undertaker having such a battle all season long. 2 years ago, Iverson coming up short. Last year, Iverson with a couple of wins, so want to see how both of these drivers' progression goes as they're about to face off again here at Charlotte. Waiting for the pace car to go off. Finally, pace car out of the way, keeping an eye up on the front. Applegate with the pole. Away we go. Grant Applegate. Quick start. Eric Gambrell next to him. Across the start-finish line. 2 by 2. 18 cars deep going into turn number 1. Applegate looking strong on the bottom. Little bit of movement by Case of Beer. No surprise there. Gambrell trying to hold the outside lane. Now it's Applegate fading up. He loves to ride the rail. Maybe we'll see a little bit more today, but it opens up on the inside, almost 3 wide. Applegate holding it with momentum. Lap number 1 gonna belong to last year's champion, the 14 of Grant Applegate.
Applegate will hold on, but behind him, Eric Thornton slotted through on the bottom, almost made it 3 wide there. He'll jump in front of Joe Balthus right now. As so far, the top lane's showing a little bit of speed. That's technically where it's most of the time where you want to make your pass here in Charlotte. That top lane has so much corner exit speed, so that's when we're seeing that advantage happening already. See a lot of passes happening on the top lane. Interesting to see Eric Gambrell already falling back a little bit. Started up in second, started that front row, fell in back to 5th so far. Still side by side for 3rd though between Vulpes and Nicholson as we enter 1.
He's trying to steal the lead from Applegate. If he could get that, he'd look just like Bullock did, taking the ball from Aaron Rodgers, getting the pick 6 to put the Texans up 30-6 with 2:39 to go. Lap number 3 here at Charlotte, and now looks like Eric Thornton making his way up into 2nd. High side hustler veteran. And then there's Joe Volpis in 3rd, rocking a new paint job, the number 11 Dunkin' Donuts Ford. Lots of new paint schemes, but very similar names up in the front. Aaron, we talked about Highline being a little bit faster. How do you think that's going to affect your tire wear, though? Bottom lane is known for saving tires. Top lane more popular later in a run. What about with these next-gen cars here today?
Yeah, I think the top lane definitely is kind of where you want to get the pass. It's definitely a little bit, useful because Charlotte definitely kind of one of those racetracks where that outside lane will open up later in the run. It'll be a little bit faster later in the run. You can find some more pace up there, able to hold them a little bit more wide open. Usually, a lot of time in the race, you kind of want to hold the bottom a little bit, save your tires just a little bit. You don't want to overheat that right front tire, especially on those top lane. You really can overheat those right side tires, especially your right front. And I know Charlotte loves to kind of trend towards the tighter side of the setup, and so you really want to try and manage that right front tire as best as possible. You see kind of now as everyone's single file out a little bit, most of the drivers going to the bottom. You see Mickelson, he's going to the top trying to get around Casimir there and able to make it work there. But you see a lot of these drivers on the bottom trying to save their right front tires for now. But we'll see how aggressive some of these drivers get later on in this run and trying to get to the top lane, trying to find some ways around the car in front of them.
Guy popular with that top lane, number 53 of Colin Bollinger. He started back in 24th, did the 53 Dr. Pepper Toyota, and he is still trying to make it work on that outside lane. Couple of guys around him. Oh, looks like Farmer got somebody, Aaron.
Thomas Fox goes around on the back straightaway. Look like he had a little bit of help off of turn 2. Maybe try to slide in the line, but that sends one car around, brings up the first caution of the night.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It looked like it might have been my good friend Zach Clausen
off the corner. Yeah, got a little bit of help there. Got a lot of help there.
Got him.
So here's that 13 machine of Tony Iverson. Got into him off of turn number 2, slid up the racetrack, got tight, just clipped the left rear barely, and that sent him around.
Now, we talked about the right front. Once that right front starts to get hot, it's hard to cool it back down, and you start plowing up the track just a little bit, and you don't want to let off the throttle. I think maybe that's what we saw, a little bit of plowing, Aaron.
Yeah, I think that's what we saw there, especially right on the back bumper. The car in front of him had a lot of dirty air off the corner, and that was really also a big factor as well. Dirty air really makes this car very, very tight, and so if you're already struggling with the right front in your tire wear already, that dirty air will just compound that issue, and it's going to make that race car handle very, very terribly. And I think we kind of saw a little bit of that there. He just got up into the left rear quarter panel of Iverson there. That's not happened, and probably not the first time we'll probably see that tonight.
Maybe not the first time we see it from Tony Iverson. The Undertaker claiming his first victim. You can go ahead and write 00 up on his belt as he puts one on the notch as quickly as you can right here on lap number 8. Business picking up down in the pits as well. Some guys choosing to take advantage of this, and it makes you wonder, too soon for tires. So I'm expecting just to see a little bit of a splash and go. Jared Kelly, little splash and go. Good to see the double nickel running here tonight. He is part of the First to Engage Motorsport team. There's Jack Sanders. He was in that number 4. We're used to seeing Jack in the 25, season 2 champion Jack Sanders. Hunter Hall, he came in second for the Best of the Rest tournament last year. Brandon Guerin, the 57. John Bev, the commish, also taking this opportunity to get a little bit of fuel. Longer pit stop for him, though, 29 seconds. I wonder if he had a little damage to that car. Tommy Fox is still in there. He's got the damage. And what's up with Zach Clausen? He's already a few laps down.
Looks like maybe got a late start there. About 3 laps down right now. He's trying to get his wave around here. It looks like on the top lane. Maybe got it already, but he's going to need a couple cautions trying to get the few of those laps back right now. But he's going to have a lot of work to do, but it's still further on in this week. As you mentioned, long as he's here, he's got time. He's got a little bit of time. Going to need a little bit of help with some cautions, but he's got time to work his way up there.
Yep, no one marked safe from Farmer today because he's out there on the track. That's that number 43 Ford of Zach Clausen. Up front, though, we still see Grant Applegate doing his best Colin Bollinger impersonation. He'll be the control car on the inside lane. Eric Thornton outside with him Thornton didn't get that win last year, Aaron, but he was the top 3, top 5 guy all year. The question is, though, long run speed. Eric seemed to fade at the end, keeping tires on the car. Problem for every driver on the track. Eric, though, being so fast early in a run, I think it was just highlighted a little bit more. Second row, Joe Vulpes, master of long strategy, master of gas strat. This guy also won the Thursday night truck series, so a lot of championship in that car. Wyatt Mickelson, the 901 Chevrolet, that's our first rookie out there in fourth right now outside the second row. Gonna keep an eye and see what happens when a rookie gets up to the front. Pace car out of the way. Applegate, the white 14 is your control car. Keeping an eye. Let's see what kind of jump he gets on Thornton. Rolling in there. 3, 2, 1. Away we go. Great start there by Applegate. Thornton not going anywhere, though. Going to fall in right behind him, and Applegate quickly getting that preferred lane. Aaron, that's how you want to do a restart, huh?
Yeah, great restart. Great launch from Applegate there. Yeah, got that quick run, but Eric Thornton looks like a little bit better through the corner. We'll see if he makes a dive here into turn 3 for the lead. Not going to, always going to have a little inside, so short of distance. We'll see if Applegate maybe gets a little tight on the outside. Applegate coming off 4, but Thornton, he'll slot back in line, but Vulpes, he's got passed by Mickelson, the rookie, up into P3.
Wow, Mickelson putting on a show quick for us in that 901 Chevrolet, finding himself past Joe Vulpes. Jonathan Quesavir also in that group. Looks like a lot of single file racing until we get back to the 60 and the 9. Don't do that. Can't park there.
Up the racetrack goes that 25 machine, and they're really 3 wide here in the middle, back off of 4. A lot of contact. You see Iverson in the middle there, 3 wide. As you mentioned, single 5 on the top 10, but it is calamity all the way in the mid-pack here.
Tony Iverson, he's not a patient man because he doesn't need patience because he's not a doctor. He's an undertaker, and he's looking for action. Behind him, you can see the 25 of Daggett, the 900 of Furrow, as well in that group. And then Colin Bollinger, 3 wide on the outside. He's that blue 53 Toyota trying to make his way up through the field. Now, this is the drawback to not qualifying, right, Aaron? You find yourself in the middle of a soup sandwich of Toyotas, Fords, and Chevys.
Yeah, you did, and I mean, and he's making it work. We've heard of like 2-for-1s and trying to get 2 passes in the corner, but have you ever seen a 4-in-1? That's what he did a lap ago off of turn 4. Went around about 4 cars on the outside. He's hauling the mail on the outside lane up to 13th already from starting back in the 24th. So really good work for Bollinger right now, but it's going to limit the gap now, so he's going to work through cut through the dirty air as well. Nick Mills is his next target up for P12.
Nick Mills, so happy to see him running. Nick, veteran of Bonfire Race League, now seeing him here with the first to engage team. Good to see Nick on the track, running a 49 this year. Not the number we're used to seeing, but as he's a latecomer to Monday Night Mayhem, he had to choose from the numbers that were there. Maybe he'll pay somebody off to get that number 20 on the side of his car a little bit later on. Other guys we haven't seen in a minute making great progress out there. How about Buddy Sully in that number 21 Toyota? Buddy, of course, one of your high side hustlers and one of the founders of VRN, making his way around in that 21 Rockstar, and now he's got Tony Iverson behind him, under him now. Great racing as Tony continues his forward progress.
Yeah, Tony's going to work to the inside here. Got that nose to the left here of that 21 of Bully Sully. Side by side on the one. Looks like Iverson's going to wrap that blue and white line on the bottom very perfectly. Gets that move done nice and easily. Sully falls back to that top 10. Still a solid run, but he's got Colin Bollinger heating him up his back bumper.
Colin wants a piece. You know who else wants one? How about the rookie Wyatt Mickelson? He's up there battling Eric Thornton now. We're used to seeing Thornton put pressure on folks, but these 3 cars right here, Thornton, Mickelson, and Vulpes, putting on a show of speed, and no one more happy to see that than Grant Applegate up in that 14. Boy, he'd love to check out and watch these 5, 6 cars behind him do battle.
Yeah, he's checked out by about 7/10 of a second. It looked like Thornton maybe started to back up a little bit, trying to save a little bit of those front tires, a little bit of those tires. He started to really back up the pace a little bit, and then Mickelson tried to take advantage, trying to find his way by, and now Thornton's picked up the pace a little bit, pulled way back a couple tenths, but now Mickelson, he's got a little bit of threats from Volpis right now, trying to find his way by. Well, 2 cars behind him, I believe it. They let 67 around the outside. Winkfield's going to take the 5th place spot away.
Oh, Sean has nerves of steel. He's not got 6-7 on his car for no reason, Aaron. This guy, Sean Walton, he won the 6-pack just a couple of seasons ago, that shortened season. And here he is today, one of Colin Bollinger's teammates, looking to put moves, looking under Joe Volpis. But that bottom lane, tough to pass there, especially once you're 19, 20 laps into a run, right, Aaron? Oh, look at they want to touch.
Yeah, just as you saw there with Mickelson, and he got tight on the bottom, got tight with that right front on the Warren tires now. They start to fall back really tight. He's losing about 3-4 spots as Casemir is going around his outside. He's also got the 56. Matt Novella going to come around to the outside as well, trying to get side by side into one. Looks like he's going to be able to do it.
I don't know. I see a Valvoline car with a 5 on it. Are you sure that's not Mark Martin out there putting his imprint on iRacing?
Not sure. It might be Mark Martin, but Novelli's getting a good roll. Look at that crossover on Casemir. Now he's going to look to the inside of the turn for a top 5 in the 3. We'll see if he gets tight on the bottom, though. We saw it with Mickelson. He's going to slide off the turn number 4. Going to try and get the nose on the inside of Casemir, but he's going to slide in behind.
Matt Novella, multiple-time Final Four finalist for the Truck Series, right now putting moves on here on Monday Night Mayhem live on the Vortex Racing Network. You've got Mean Gene Money, Aaron Brown bringing you all the action of our season opener here, the Fish Speed sponsored Charlotte opener, where we're seeing Grant Applegate continue to dominate, took the pole, leading up front with a nice lead over now Sean Walton, who's made his way up there as well. Gotta love seeing 6-7 putting moves on.
I love the second already. You got by Eric Thornton very fast, showing that speed. Great. We'll see if Walton can close that gap down to Applegate for the race. He's still staying about 0.8 of a second for now. We wonder if Applegate maybe also being the lead does have the dirty air hole in the back a little bit. Maybe he might be pushing just a little bit too much. We'll see if he starts to struggle a little bit once you get a little bit later in this run. So still 23 laps in. Those tires are really going to start to fall off now. You're going to start to feel when you really overheat your tires. You really hurt those tires.
Lap number 22, Sean Walton was 0.2 of a second faster. This last lap, he was 1/10 of a second faster than Applegate. I would imagine a champion like Grant Applegate probably looking in that rearview mirror a little bit, as well as just figuring out where his marks are, saving tires, not doing anything to put any kind of danger onto his Chevrolet. But now there's no greater danger than Sean Walton coming up in your rear view mirror as quickly as he is. Still 0.7 of a lead over Walton. Walton, this guy, Aaron, he's been really fast. We've seen him lead laps. The thing about Sean is when the race goes bad, I see him get out of the car and throw his helmet like Kyle Busch. Question is, this year when tribulation comes his way, will he be able to take a big gulp, a big breath of air, and push on through? Maturity is such a big part of winning these races.
Absolutely. I also struggle with that myself a little bit, especially when you feel like the race is kind of just falling away in front of you, right in front of your face. You've been a dominant performance and stuff starts to go wrong. Every little mistake feels like even worse, and it feels like it's going bad. And just try and take a breath. Just try and collect yourself and just get back in the zone and just focus forward. Just try and focus on things and just limit your mistakes. Is the best thing you can do. Can't really control it. Maybe get mad at the yellow coming out. You just gotta try and focus on what you control and just focus on forward. And so far, he's in Walton focusing forward. He's been faster by multiple tenths a lap these last few laps. He's now 0.3 away from the race lead.
Nothing but unbridled optimism out the front window of the 6-7 right now. I'll tell you, the first time I got angry and threw my helmet, unfortunately, I was in my room, so everybody in the house wondered what the hell exactly was going on. but I had that same look on my face that Aaron Rodgers has as he's leaving the Pittsburgh right now. Congrats to the Houston Texans. Next week, they're going to go to New England. Back on the track, you're right. Look at that gap. It's kind of oscillating back and forth between 3 and 4 seconds. Walton now using that outside lane a little bit more than Applegate. This is surprising considering how much Applegate used that outside lane last year. It's almost like he learned what happened to him at Charlotte. Charlotte last year, Applegate's first race with Monday Night Mayhem, he was fast early, wore out the tires, got caught up in a wreck. Different driving style here for Applegate.
Yeah, running that bottom just save those tires a little bit. But you see Walton, he's going up to the top. They got the wall a little bit there. But he's going to the top lane. Yeah, that's going to hurt his tires a little bit, but it might not be as much as the bottom because now he's with the 3/10 of a second or so, and now he's in that dirty air. Now you see Applegate. You see he's going, seeing Walton closing that gap in. He's going to go to the top lane to try and block and give him the dirty air, and it looked like it worked there. Walton hard to the wall off on turn number 2. That's going to cost a little bit of time. You see the outside lane starting to work well for Walton. You see Applegate, he had to go up and take the air away from that 6-7 machine.
That's what you love seeing out of a champion, making the adjustments it takes to not just put down fast laps, but also to keep those guys behind you. We talked about learning from last year. How about Wyatt Mickelson? First year in the league. We saw him as far up as second place, but now the 901 has fallen back into 8th. We are 30 laps into this thing. I think the rookie's starting to feel the effects of the longer run here. First green flag run with Monday Night Mayhem. And now let's up the stakes a little bit. Look who's poking around behind him. Already 1 notch on the belt for the Undertaker. That right front of Tony, it'll come hit you in that quarter panel quick.
Yeah, Iverson is going to look to the bottom. We'll see if he gets a little bit tight up the racetrack. It looks like Mickelson got tight up the racetrack. It allows Iverson to the bottom. He'll skip to 905. Nate Lesko right behind, waiting in the wings, waiting for something to happen. Iverson's going to drive it deep into 3. He's going to try and slide up in front of Mickelson here off turn 4. And it looks like he will. He'll take that spot away. But now Lesko's falling back as well. So good look to the inside as well as Mickelson. He was running up strong. Look at he's really starting to struggle with that tire wear now.
Yeah, it's slowly fading away. Another rookie coming to the picture. That's the 905 Nesquik Toyota of Nate Lesko, making a good play here in the run. Still looking below. There he goes. Back up on that high side. Late decision there, but those are those lightning reflexes you talked about, making great drivers.
Yeah, look at this late apex though off the corner, cut down the racetrack, trying to get a run off of turn 4. You're going to use that opportunity to get back to the outside here in 1. Not going to be able to do it, but he's got a little bit of clean air up into the top lane. Looks pretty strong for Lesko. We'll see if he can get around Mickelson. He might even get around Iverson as well with the amount of runs he has. He easily gets by Mickelson, but he's going to dive down the bottom into 3. Now
he tries the crossover on Iverson. Gonna try to hug the apron, but that's not gonna work. Starts to truck up. Good use of brakes. And Aaron, that's what I love to see from a rookie driver. He clearly had to use the brakes or else he would have came up and made contact. A lesser driver, a more aggressive driver would have brought it right up the track to hit Iverson. Great move there by Lesko. Good patience.
Yeah, good patience there. Knows early on he made an aggressive move, diving in there, but he knew he didn't want to slide up in there, use him up. Don't want to use him up yet. This early, 35. You don't want to make Iverson a little bit angry on you. He might take that notch in your key, might make a notch in his belt, as he has already. Number 1 of that took the 00 out already. We'll see if but he's not afraid.
No.
Use that right front bumper as well.
All right, meanwhile, some more fun action in the back here. Look at Michael Mata, Andrew Bolander, Jay Stinson, and Eric Gambrill. Gambrill, another younger driver. That's that 46 Pals Chevrolet. That's a guy also been known to be a little bit aggressive. The Virginia, he's got a Virginia Beach on there. That's your neck of the woods, right?
Yeah, Virginia Beach, not too far from me, about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So we can go over. Maybe we can go over there. Maybe we might find him a little bit. Maybe take a little bit of Virginia Beach. Maybe we can put in that in the race car, virtual race car somehow. We'll have to figure that out.
Well, Gambrill looking good. Now we've gone single file in front of him. You got
no! Tony Iverson!
Big
incident up into 3.
K-Pop into the wall. T-boned Iverson. Oh, no.
A lot of incidents there. Not sure what happened. It looked like it started with Iverson there. Yeah, Michael Mata hard hit, but a little bit of smoke off turn 2. Let's take a look at really what happened here. So he's battling with that 56 machine. Matt Novella here off of turn number 2. Got a little tight. Hit a really aggressive slide. Oh, got loose. Spun it around. In the middle of the track. Looked like he just couldn't get it. He couldn't control. Michael Mata hard into him.
No. Oh, K-Pop. K-Pop goes the weasel right into the side of Iverson. You can see Mata struggling right there. Who else was in that? That looked like what? That was that group with Mickelson and Lesko and Novella?
Yeah, it looked like
and then maybe Iverson hit the wall and came back down?
So here's with Michael Mata. He'll see his view here, just right into the Iverson. Like he came up back of the racetrack, almost collected another. Almost looked like everyone mostly avoided that there. I believe it was, but it was Iverson. Iverson and Mata getting the most of that damage there.
Wow. So only car that was a lap down before that was Zach Clausen looking to get back on the lead lap. So we'll see if Clausen is the recipient of the lucky dog. And now plenty of guys now taking the opportunity to come in the pit here on lap 38. And when I say plenty, Aaron, I mean every dang one of them. And who's that playing down there?
That's Zach Clausen. We just went to Zach Clausen.
Farmer!
Trying his lap back. He spun it out of pit entry.
Come on, Farmer.
He's gonna have to come and take tires for sure after that spin. But he's 3 laps down now. He's got a couple more cautions to get working. So we'll see if he can find his way up there. But everyone came down pit road. Applegate still holds the lead. We were mentioning Colin Bollinger. That's where he's at now, up in the top 5. So he's found his way up there.
And Colin did take 4 tires, as did everybody else. So everybody coming in for fuel and tires at this point in the race. Remember, lap 75, stage points will be awarded, but there is no caution scheduled. So we'll run green right through that. But 38, that puts us right at that halfway point, and that lets you know we're going to race to that stage. Ought to make for interesting strategy, though, because if you're not in that top 5, you might think about coming in before then, short pitting, and making a run for it. What do you think? Is it worth it to you, or do you just stay on the strat of everybody else, or do you try to short pit and forego those stage points?
110 to go here. 110 to go here. Ideally, you want to try it. I think if you're looking for the race, you want to try to split that in half as best you can. You want to try to make that evenly. Definitely for stage. I think you'll definitely probably want to stay out a lot longer. I don't think you only want to go about 35 laps. I think you definitely want to go look for the stage if you can. But try and split it evenly. You could really try the undercut, but usually you want to try and save the undercut for probably the last, the later stint. Try to have the pressure. You want to have the precious tires for the end of the race. You don't want to try. I'd rather be playing a little bit of offense late in the race instead of trying to play some defense with that undercut later on.
There we go. So different strategies are going to be on the board. Fun thing now, though, is we get to see these guys who were wondering about tire wear. Those questions have been answered. You now know how far you can go riding the outside lane before the tire breakdown affects you. Drivers like a Nate Lesko in 7th making a good later run. A driver like Wyatt Mickelson, so fast at the beginning, then suffering tire wear. Let's see what we learned going into this restart. Away we go. It's going to be Grant Applegate in the lead, bringing him across that start-finish line. Eric Thornton behind him, falling into place. Then you got Sean Walton, Colin Bollinger, Team Delusional teammates, going to be running side by side as Walton still loves the outside, got Vulpes with him. Rookie Nate Lesko in that Nesco car, and then Matt Novella, Case of Beer, Wyatt Mickelson, Andrew Bolander now in the top 10, rounding off that group. but still Applegate, and now he's got the fresh tires. Thornton in his rearview mirror. Aaron, we saw Thornton there early on, and then he faded a little bit. Maybe Eric learned a little, can get a longer run out of that number 1 Chevrolet.
Yeah, we'll see if he can find that long run pace. He had about 30 lap run there in that last run. We'll see if he can find if he get a little bit longer. It's 35 to that halfway point of that stage. To get some of those stage points. You want to try and stay in that top 5. Those will be crucial stage points later, especially once you get to the end of the regular season, getting into that playoffs. But he's going to be hard for the hold on. He's got a hungry Colin Bodger looking to his outside.
Colin Bollinger, didn't take him long, the 53, Season 4 champion, Season 5 regular season champion, now looking to put moves under Thornton, going for the dive. These two have a checkered past. They love rubbing and racing, and that's what we're seeing right now, side by side. Yeah, boy!
Little rub off 4. He's going to dive it down the racetrack into turn number 1. We'll see how aggressive he gets to try and slide drop off of turn 2 to try and get the second place spot away. He will. Good move there for Bollinger on the bottom. Makes that inside lane work. We haven't seen that much tonight so far.
Making moves. Speaking of making moves, Tony Iverson still on the lead lap back in 27th. But Aaron, he is about 0.7 of a second off the pace. So you got to wonder for the 13. Not going to be his day unless there's a freaking miracle out of here in Charlotte.
So far, he's working up 27. Got a lot of damage to fix. We'll see if we'll definitely see if he can get it. Another one that needs a miracle. Zach Clausen still 3 laps down. We saw him kind of late start, so we'll see if he can get working and get back up in a lead lap. Still needs about 3 more cautions, but we saw a couple of wrecks already. So Iverson have a big incident. Still plenty of time for many more of those to happen. And maybe Clausen get back on the lead lap and get a solid top 15 finish maybe.
Yeah, Clausen, he got lucky he didn't get unsafe pit entry with that thing that he was doing. Meanwhile, some guys using the outside lane. One of them, Colin Bollinger. Here we go. Finally, the 53 wants a piece. Applegate looking on the apron, side by side. These guys battled for a championship last year, and here they are again, toe-to-toe, lap number 45 at our season opener at Charlotte.
Yeah, and Bollinger goes around the outside. Applegate, you saw him on the back straightaway trying to get as tight a side just as he can. Held him back just a little bit. And now Applegate, he's going to try and go back to the outside. Try to get this lead back. He wants to get that cleaner on the nose. Trying to look to the outside. Not going to dive into the bottom here into 3. Going to push Bollinger forward. Bollinger's going to stay into the top lane of the racetrack. Trying to get the dirty air to Applegate to start the corner. Navigate back down to the bottom of the racetrack, but Applegate starting to lose touch a little bit now. He's got to find some cleaner on that nose, try and get back to the outside of for the race lead.
I saw Applegate with the temptation to do the crossover move after he got past, but he didn't do it. I think that's a little bit of maturity that we've seen Applegate develop, knowing you can't just swerve the car. You can't just saw the wheel and not expect to get detrimental effects later down the road. On a mature Applegate right now, letting Bollinger lead some laps, but he's still in contention right behind him. Right behind the 14, here comes Sean Walton. Walton, little more maturity last year shown early on here at Charlotte. He's using the inside. He's using the outside. Aaron, looks like he used the wall there a little bit too.
Yeah, got on the wall a little bit, but he's going to be able to close the gap. Applegate dives it into 3, going to slide up the racetrack. He wants that race lead back, a little off of turn 4, almost a little bit of contact there. They're still dead even with the race lead. Walton, he's seeing that opportunity in front of him, licking his lips, trying to catch that top 2, maybe try and take an opportunity himself and take a shot for the lead, but still side by side on 2. Bollinger gonna get the run, but Applegate gonna try and slide draft back. He's gonna get cleared off of 2. Does he dive back into 3? He'll slot back in line in the turn 3.
Amazing racing here by 2 veterans. They battled last year for the championship, and they're putting on a show for you guys at home right now. Hey, you want to follow more of this action? make sure you're subscribed. If you came across us on the algorithm, whack that subscribe button right now. Hit like, share this with your friends. We're here on lap number 50, scheduled for 150 laps at Charlotte. Season opener for Monday Night Mayhem. Mean Gene Money, Aaron Brown here live on Vortex Racing Network, and you're watching last year's rivalry resume, but this time it's the 53 in the lead. He is so dominant at Charlotte, Aaron, and we're seeing why. Give him the lead, he'll give you the dirty air, and away goes that Toyota.
Yeah, but Applegate, he is fighting hard on this top lane. Looks like he might hit the wall a little bit there in turn 1 and 2. He's fighting hard, and now you gotta be a little bit careful. He's putting a hard fight up to Bollinger right now. We'll see if he dives into the 3 again. Almost dead, but you gotta watch those tires get into the wall a little bit on the entry there. Look like that might slow him up a little bit. He's trying hard. These two put on a really good fight for the race lead here.
Colin doing so well out here, but also Team Delusional teammates. Sean Walton currently in 3rd, and then Andrew Bolander in 9th. So this 2 of the 3 guys made the playoffs last year, and right now those guys putting on a show for the entire Team Delusional. All 3 guys in the top 10. Wyatt Mickelson still holding on in 8th. That's that rookie we saw get up to the top 5 earlier. Maybe this time, Aaron, maybe he's saving a little bit more tire and not just blowing it up at the beginning.
Yeah, he struggled a little bit. He got up earlier, but he also had he kind of had a mistake. He got a little bit loose, got really tight, and then kind of pushed loose off the corner. He lost a little bit of track position. Now he's struggling a little bit back in 8th. He's getting that 30 air, so he definitely seems to be a little bit more patient. He's got to be a little bit more patient in the 30 air. We'll see if he starts to really show a really good long run pace once we get really late in this run. Right now, we're about 15 laps of this run. We'll see if he starts to work his way up a little bit. He's got to work with the next car in front of him is Jonathan Casabir. He's going to try and work by him, but I think Mickelson holding strong for a rookie up there in 8th, showing a good, strong start for now.
Yeah, you got to love seeing those rookies. Lesko up in 6th, up 19 spots from his 25th position, putting the moves with Joe Volpus up there, and then Mickelson as well. Rookies really putting on a show early here. A little bit further back, Luke Wagner running in 22nd. That's the 3rd rookie, and right behind him, Jay Darger. I should have talked to him before the race, Aaron. But in the 906 Chevrolet, Jay Dargett putting on a heck of a show, too.
Yeah, but speaking of rookies again, Mickelson, he's under attack. We just talked about him. Started maybe trying to save a little bit of his tires, maybe save a little bit too much. Bolander's trying to take advantage of him now. He's trying to dive to the inside here on the straightaway. He's been working that inside the past couple laps through the corners, but he'll slide up behind. Looks like Mickelson will hold on. Looks like the top lane, he's getting the run off the corner, but this is going to allow that behind Matt Novella to maybe take a shot at it. Balder, he'll slide behind Mickelson, so he'll hold on to 8th for now.
Now you might be wondering what happened to Tony Iverson. He's still on the lead lap, Aaron. Now, last lap, though, he did run a 31.21, so about 4-5 tenths of a second slower than the leader. So that gap is slowly growing. He's 14.5 seconds off the pace. Tony going to need a miracle here in about the next 15 or 20 laps, or that 13's dreams of grandeur here at Charlotte could end very quickly.
Yeah, they're definitely going to lap down. Definitely going to put you in a bad spot early going here. Still a little bit to go. Still not even halfway yet. But you still could have plenty of time for a yellow. Just once you get to green flag pit stops, tough exit here. Getting back onto the oval. There's a lot of bumps on the apron down there. It looks kind of smooth, but especially coming off pit exit, there's a big bump right off pit exit. A lot of drivers starting to struggle. If one driver hits that wrong, slides back in front of the racetrack, and bring out the caution. That can help him put it back on the lap if he needs to.
Oh, I think we've all hit that bump before. Meanwhile, you can see battling there on the outside, Matt Novella, he in the 56, trying to make use of the outside lane. Behind him, Eric Gambrill, Jay Stinson looking around as well. Gambrill gonna take a peek down low. Outside lane momentum carries through as Bolander and Novella hold serve, forcing Gambrel back into line. Jay Stinson would love to see a move. This is the tough part of the race where you got to be patient and hope that their tires wear out before yours. You go for a slide job when you're surrounded by dirty air, Aaron. Oh, that could be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, especially dirty air, hard, tight racing, it makes it tough. I think we saw that Iverson earlier. He got tight in that dirty air, and it ended up it went bad. And took the 20 double zero, sit the double zero around Thomas Fox earlier. So dirty air, tight racing makes it really tough. But so far these drivers getting well together. Most of the single file right now, trying to save their tires a little bit. But Gambrel, he's trying to fight back on the outside, trying to get the Novella.
Yeah, Eric Gambrel, he's definitely a mover and a shaker. Now peeking around the outside of Novella. That's the lane where you can make a pass, in my opinion. Get to the outside.
Contact!
Get a bump. Give a bump back. Oh, my boys, we're not in Columbia. Quit sharing bumps.
You gotta get a little bit of contact off too, and that'll allow that 60 machine Stinson to get up to 11. So Eric Gambrel will take that spot away, but we saw a little bit of contact there. These drivers not afraid to get a little bit feisty.
You want me to make it even more fun for you, Aaron? They're teammates in Discord.
Oh, that you don't want to be in that team meeting later tonight.
You know, Novella's like, hey, I let you in. I can take you out. Give him the speech my mom gave me 27 times when I was 16 years old. I brought you into this world. I'll take you out. But it's Gambrel moving forward. Jay Stinson also was able to get by. And now we'll see if Gambrel, second-year driver, what he can do moving forward on the track now into the top 10. Other movers we haven't really talked about. Let's take a peek at Nick Mills, that number 49. He's right around Buddy Sully and Jose Medina in his 49 Cougar Rant Chevrolet. A lot of calmness now. That's not what we're used to seeing out of Nick Mills. This is a fella I'm used to seeing with the point of his nose right in the tailpipe. I got to wonder, guys I know are aggressive, Aaron. What do you think? You think they're just saving it for now? Or do you think at this stage of the race the bet is made and you're just waiting for tires next time?
I think right now, you definitely, if you're struggling already in those tires, you're really starting to fall back a little bit, but maybe he might just be saving a little bit. Just can't find the pace in that race car, and that's okay. Struggling a little bit in the trap position. He's got a little bit of time. He can play this strategy right. If you play the strategy right, you can definitely make a ton of time up, especially right now. It's a little bit spread out back here, back in 16th, but you know, as we were just watching, that top 10 really tightly sped. So if a few of those make mistakes, you'll be able to pick up a lot of them if you just get a really good pit stop. And as we're coming to pit stops, not too far, maybe about another 20, 30 laps. Pit stop, getting on and off pit road, definitely where you can make a lot of time. Very hard to get on pit road here, especially how tight this race car is. So you want to get on the brakes, car wants to shoot straight up the racetrack. So we'll see if Nick Mills, if he pushes that pit entry a lot, it's good. He can gain a lot of time there as well. So 16th right now. Might not be where he wants to be, but he's got plenty of time to make some ground up.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, everybody that watches these Vortex Racing Network, you know Nick Mills is fast. That car he's battling with right there, the 21 of Buddy Sully, you know that guy's fast. He almost won a championship a couple of years ago. Jose Medina in front of him, he's in the final 8 of the Bonfire Premier Cup playoffs. Hunter Hall, Jack Sanders, that's a playoff driver and a former champion. So all these guys right here, 14th through 18th, 14th through 20th, all these fellas have wins on their resume. So to watch them kind of content to just cruise around, not pushing lap speeds, it really makes me wonder if they have plans for later, or are they waiting to drop the hammer this run and what they'll get out of it. Oh, and look at Medina taking a peek outside Novella.
The outside, side by side, Novella, ever since he had that contact there with Eric Gambrel, he started to struggle. He lost a little bit of time, and I think he's really starting to struggle with those tires now. He's falling all the way back to 14th. He's got Medina around his outside. Novella really starting to struggle. We saw one, just talked about some drivers starting to struggle, maybe trying to move up. And Novella, he's going backwards right now, not going good in that 56 machine.
No, Novella now, he's 2.5 seconds behind Eric Gambrel. That was the car he made contact with, that 46. Gambrel got past Mickelson, moves his way up into 9th. and now he's trying to push his way about 0.3 of a second behind Bolander, but boy, he is pushing that car. I think we're right about them holding back a little bit because the lap speeds picked up for everybody about 1/10 of a second there between lap 68 and 69.
Yeah, I think the track you've got is also seeing it darker. We're transitioning in tonight, so that track temp is going to become much colder. As currently right now, it's about 92 degree track temp. But let's kind of look at the history of that. As you see there, the ambient temperature kind of dipping a little bit through the center. In the track temp, you see it's dipping. It went up a little bit. It was down really early. Maybe got a little bit of cloud cover, but it's a little bit lower. Maybe just a tad higher as the cars got a little bit higher. But you see the ambient temperature starting to drop, getting later into the night, and the tracks going to get faster and a lot grippier, especially. So these drivers going to definitely get faster. Got to manage the new grip.
Nice watching this as the speeds are slowly increasing. Last lap, these boys were around 30.8. Fastest is 29.6, so they are about 0.8 of a second off of their fastest lap. But being this deep into a run, they pit on lap 38. So to see them 32, 33 laps into this run, very impressive to watch the lap speeds not slowing that much. Look at Gambrel continuing this aggression in ninth, but now he's up on that group with Bolander and Vulpes. Now Vulpes is another teammate that he's in Discord with. You think him and Novella and Vulpes already talked about this? Like, hey buddy, no, not again.
Yeah, probably. They probably calmed him down a little bit, but he's trying to make a move. It's tight, a lot of racing here. It's tight racing. We saw Eric Thornton. He was running the second earlier. He's starting to struggle in this longer run. He's starting to fall back. He's falling back to sixth, and he's got two cars behind him. He's got Bolander and Vulpes trying to find their way by. They almost split him 3 wide off a turn or 2 lap ago. Now Thornton's going to slide up the racetrack. That's going to allow Bolander to take the inside. Thornton really starting to struggle with those tire wear. Unlike Gambrel, he's been moving up late.
Yeah, Gambrel looking great here late in the run. He's on a great team. First year with NMO, Matt Novella, Joe Vulpes, John Beverly, and Eric Gambrel. So great group of resources there for him as he's now pushed his way up into the 8th position. Now he's got Eric Thornton in front of him. Meanwhile, hey, look up in 3rd. I tell you what, Nate Lesko. It's rookie time. He is making his way up. Colin's still in the lead, but Lesko 0.2 of a second faster than the leader, making his way up to Applegate now. Oh, Arron, this thing just got spicy.
It did. Lesko, he's showing really great pace here in the long run. He might be a threat on Bollinger for the lead soon. He's going to the inside of Applegate. Meanwhile, we're just past the halfway point as Applegate almost took the stage away. So you get a little bit extra stage points there because you do not have a break. But also Applegate getting to the wall. Lesko, the rookie, down to the bottom. He's going to try and slide up in front of that 14 of Great Applegate, and he will. He'll take that second place spot away. Bollinger, he'll dive down pit road as well.
Bollinger did hold on to take this.
Watch the tire mirrors. Oh, they're going to make contact.
Oh, he's touched him.
Bollinger gets turned on the pit road by Applegate, the 2 championship rivals from last season, getting together on pit road.
Oh my, that first of all, Arron, great camera work, dude. I can't believe you caught that live. Yes, what an amazing turn. I don't mean that literally, I meant that metaphorically, but look at that. Applegate comes in late, Colin to the top, blocks his tires, both those cars into each other. I'm not going to blame anybody for that. I think they both had their line. Question is, did Applegate speed? Colin rolling again, but oh, I think that car doesn't. You think that car's got a little damage on it?
I think he's okay. Maybe if anything, he didn't hit anything other than get that little bit of tap on that right rear. But I know that did help big time. Nate Lesko, you just talked about him having a really good long run pace and making some great pace. And now the 2 drivers he was battling just wrecked each other on pit road. So now he's probably gonna have a huge gap after pit exit here, and he's all by himself right now. 3.5 seconds is a lot of pit stops starting to happen. So a lot of different strategy. We'll see who will be the best on and off pit road here.
Well, I know who ain't going to be the best. That's not going to be Applegate and Bollinger. Meanwhile, Nate Lesko absolutely gets the bonus points for leading laps. Nobody in his way coming into the pit. Little bit of a slide, but that's okay. Going to take new tires. Here comes Sean Walton putting on a show.
Walton, and he locked it up, and that is exactly what happened. A speeding penalty for Sean Walton. Big mistake there, getting on and off pit road, and that's gonna really hurt his night.
Get a close-up. Is he taking off the strap under his chin? Is he about to throw the... No, he's taking tires. I think we're good. I think 6-7 is going to stick around for a little while longer. Right ahead of him, you can see the 73, Jonathan Quesabir, running top 10 all night. MC Motorsport driver taking 4. Nate Lesko coming by in that Nabisco 900 number. Lead turns over to Andrew Bolander. Got Eric Gambrill behind him, Jay Stinson. You know those drivers would love to stay out one lap longer than the next just to get that one bonus point.
And also that overcut as well. You get a little bit of fresher tires later. So these drivers are going to be staying out a lot longer, trying to have that, as I mentioned earlier, the undercut. Some of these drivers pitting around right at that halfway point. These other drivers stay out a little bit longer. They want a little bit the fresher tires as we get later into the race, especially once we get faster here into the night as the sun continues to set here at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it looks like it's looking strong, but Eric Gamble goes around to the outside. He's had the long run pace, especially for looking strong in the longer run. You have the opportunity to get some clean air. You won't bleed as much time to the drivers on new tires, so you won't have to make up as much once you get those fresh tires on.
Yeah, and Gambrill, you know he wanted the lead. Bolander got his point. Why not let Gambrill go by? 9 leaders last year here at Charlotte. Starting to see the number grow a little bit now after the dominant performance by Applegate and then Bollinger. Now we see the 46 of Gambrill. I think I heard on the radio he's talking about coming down. Would turn the lead back over to the 24. And then behind him, Jay Stinson, Nick Mills, they also would love to get up in the lead, get them a point. Looks like a clean entrance from Gambrill, so the 46 still going to be part of that race when they get back. Only 7 cars on the lead lap needing to pit. Here goes 2 more, Hall and Gambrill. Looks like the lead would turn over to Grant Applegate afterwards, and he's going to have about a 1-second lead over Nate Lesko, Aaron.
Yeah, looking strong right now. We saw Grant Applegate have contact with Bollinger, and we thought it might slow him down a little bit, almost hit the pit barrels, but he had a really good pit stop, but he's out in front of Nate Lesko by about a second, and looked like they try to take the lead. They're about to get their lap back now as Applegate, he will get the lap back as some of these drivers pitting now. Guerin down, Beverly down, Bolander down, so Nick Mills and Jay Stinson, the last 2 get to pit.
Meanwhile, Colin Bollinger back on the track, 9 seconds behind Applegate. Back by his old rival, Tony Iverson. Iverson just rode around with him on the outside for about a lap and a half, not letting the 53 get that clean lane. Colin going to be happy. And look at Tony ain't going nowhere. He's like, you know what? My car is broke, but the only thing broke more is my heart from watching you win a championship. I'm going to give you hell.
They try to fight him back, trying to take that spot away from Bollinger, but they really struggle with that race car being involved in that last incident. He has not had a caution to get his lap back yet. He's also multiple laps down. Iverson really starting to struggle 2 laps down. Really needs a caution. We're starting to see the lighting change a little bit. Lights on over here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Yeah,
temperature going to drop. As Aaron showed you earlier, they had that beautiful temperature gauge cooling the track just a little bit for these racers, so going to change the way the car handles. Ought to be exciting. Up front, it is very exciting. Grant Applegate now has Nate Lesko behind him. Lesko, the first run, he made it through the field. The second run, he made it to the front. Didn't quite get past Applegate and Colin. Third run, he's on the tail of Applegate early in the run. I'll tell you what, Aaron, what a sign of great growth. You got a second-year driver coming off a championship, and you got a brand-new driver right here in Nate Lesko going for the lead. On the outside, it's the faster lane. Oh, he takes it from the champion.
He'll take it away right around the outside in 1 and 2. Gets the move done cleanly into turn number 3. And Nate Lesko, he sets his sights forward. He's got the clean air, and he's showing long run pace. It looks like he's going to be able to try and pull away and dance away with this one. His Bollinger, big pit road incident there. He's really far back. He's trying to find his way up there. So he has a caution. Don't count Bollinger out yet, but still 63 laps to go. Still plenty of time for stuff to happen. We're still going to probably see one more pit stop as well.
Colin pitted back on lap 76, 11 laps ago. He was 9.5 seconds back. Now he's 8.2 back of this group. So slowly making progress, but he's in the same position he was at the very start of the race, deep into the field. And then you add lap drivers as well. Gonna make it difficult for the 53. Not to mention who he's got in front of him. He's got Jared Kelly right there in that Buffalo Bill blue. He's got Eric Gambrell below him. Both those guys have won races, so they're not going to give this up easily. Look at how high Kelly runs him into the wall, denying entry.
Yeah, trying to pin that 53 up the racetrack, trying to allow 55 and Jared Kelly to get to the inside, and he does. And Gambrell going to take advantage as well. Really good run for Gambrell. And Bollinger really struggling here as he's now back stuck in traffic after a big pit road mistake. Lost a lot of time on pit road, had contact with the Applegate. Now he's in the traffic as we're spread out, so he's more affected dirty air as you don't have the draft to as much help you a little bit.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nate Lesko trying to grow that lead. He's got it up to 0.6 of a second. Applegate fading. And this is where you got to wonder about the maturity level of a new driver. When you see the open air in front of you, when you take the lead, it is so hard not to run as fast as humanly possible. I love when I see that open air in front of me, Aaron. I just drop the hammer. I'm looking at my lap times. I'm like, ooh, can I put up my best lap right here and maybe go for that extra point? I wonder.
Oh,
who did it?
Jack Santos losing a couple spots. I wonder if it is not him. Oh, into 3. We got a lot of smoke. See if he catches the driver here. It looks like the maybe 00, and it is Thomas Fox. He was involved in our first caution night with contact with Iverson. Looks like going to be involved in this one here tonight. Our 3rd yellow of the night.
Oh, the Coca-Cola driver, Tommy Fox, not ooh, somebody whacked the wall going around him.
Looking at Colin with Bollinger here, so we're seeing this instant off of turn number 2. Donald Bollinger off of 2. He's got the Fox a little bit down the back straightaway. Oh, just bad push off of 2, and Fox goes around, collects Bollinger.
Gambrell got him. Damage. Wow, poor Tommy. He had 3 fast drivers. He had Jared Kelly, Eric Gambrell, and Colin Bollinger all in a duel. Nowhere for Tommy to go. Remember, that car was broken. Yeah, if you go back a little bit more, you can see Eric actually whack him before all that even started. That was brutal. Watch the 46 come up.
So we'll see Eric Gambrell on the bottom. He's going to slide up the racetrack here. He's and almost getting to Thomas Fox. But Thomas Fox, he's also got Colin Bollinger right on this back bumper trying to sneak to the outside. Gambrell did not get a piece of that there.
No, it just scared him.
I think he scared him a little bit, but it's also, he had a little bit of contact with Bollinger off the corner. That got him really upset down the back straightaway. He was really trying to save that race car. Bollinger was trying to find a way by, and he ended up spinning it around. Bollinger getting a little piece of damage there from that as well. That could hurt Bollinger later in this run.
Now here's the question. You last pitted on 79 or 80-ish. You got an extra set of tires. You've only put, maybe 12 or 13 laps on here. Do you think about right sides just for the longer run, or do you think I'm just going to take gas? What's the logic here?
I think here, with about 60 to go, you pitted about 10 laps ago. I think you kind of have to come down here. I think you really, with 10 lap older tires, you can definitely hold it on. You probably stay out pretty safely. That's definitely going to be I think that would be the safe option. You could definitely easily stay out here. Now, something to watch out for. We saw a couple already come down. It looks like pit stops already happened. Nate Lesko, he stayed out. Jared Kelly, he stayed out. Eric Gambrell, but some drivers. So we saw Jonathan Casemeter, Grant Applegate, Joseph Alpus, Eric Thornton, Matt Novella, Wyatt Mickelson, Hunter Hall, Andrew Bolander. Half of you coming out pit road, taking fresh tires. You have one. So Hunter Hall, he decided to take fuel only, but then one taking four as actually Casemeter. He looks like he took fuel only as well. You mentioned the 2 tires. I think that will be the call here. With 57 to go, you're only going to need 1 stop late. So I think when And especially here on this next-gen car, 2 tires, really not much. It's a little bit faster. They typically can be faster than 4 fresh tires here in the sim. So I think, especially when we get to that green flag this stop, I think 2 tires will be in the call there. So you take 4 here under yellow if you've been out for a while. So if you really short pitted before, you know, the stage or right around there, you can take 4 now. If you have the trap position like Nate Lesko, I think Nate Lesko, he'll be able to hold on. He's got the clean air out in front. He can hold the lead out there, kind of block with the dirty air. But the older tires, it won't make a big difference. But I think you're only gonna need 1 more stop at the end. I think you'll take 2 tires under green. But I think you're running on 4 tires now. We'll see how hard it'll be to work through that dirty air. But we'll see if they have about 10 lap fresher tires than some of these drivers up front. So we'll see if they can work with those 4 fresh tires.
Top 6 drivers did stay out. How about Jose Medina? He took fuel only back on 81, which means that he took tires right back when they pitted on like lap, 70? So interesting. Or 60. So really old tires for Jose Medina. All right, away we go. Nate Lesko going to be the control car. Great start by Nate. Oh, look at their spinning, Bobby. They're wrecking, Daryl.
Multiple
They're still wrecking.
There. Stinson, the start of that, but a few others getting collected.
Holy.
Just in front of Beverly getting a piece. Garen, maybe one other car on there on the apron. Let's get a replay. Let's see who exactly got involved in that.
Yeah. Wow.
The wheel spin, the older tires catching a few off guard.
Who was that third car in the outside lane? Looks
machine.
Like outside lane spun. The 4 is Sanders, I think, tonight.
Yes, he got a piece of that. He got a piece of that of the 60 of Stinson spinning. Looks like it was Nick Mills, I believe. And it is Nick Mills, third on the outside. Looks like that 60 of Jay Stinson. We'll see. Didn't get a good launch as Jared Kelly got a little bit of wiggle. He got pushed, and when he pushed Jared Kelly, he also got a wiggle, and it looks like they just stacked up. They just weren't offset right. And Nick Mills ended up getting the back bumper, a little bit of wheel spin from in front of him, and just sent that 60 machine of Jay Stinson around and collected a few others. That 4 machine, you saw 61 there. Sorry, the 01 of John Beverly getting a piece of that there as well. A lot of damage, John Beverly, as he had a lot of damage on that front. So let's take a look at what happened here. So the 4 just in front of him. It looks like so wreck happens in front, collects one other driver up in front of him there. But Iverson, a lot of damage there. Collects a 21 as well.
Iverson again getting heavy damage, couple of hits for Tony. Undertaker not having the day he wanted. Look at that. That's John Beverly as well, taking massive damage through that exchange. Top 13 cars choosing to stay out. So those fellas that chose to stay out earlier who pitted on lap 81 continuing to do that. So Lesko, Gambrel, and Jared Kelly gonna stay in the top 3. Last took tires on lap 79, 83, 81 respectively. Jose Medina in 4th. Medina last took tires on around like 40. 36. That was when that was that caution, right, Aaron? Like 36. It was at that halfway mark. So he's on 47 lap old tires. Wow, what a crazy plan. But that's got him up in 4th place right now. A few more cautions, and he could come and take 4 tires and still have that extra set if there's a late caution. Behind him, this is where you see the guys on a more typical strategy. They took tires on 92, got fuel. That's going to be Joe Vulpes and Grant Applegate, Novella, Eric Thornton, Hunter Hall, Wyatt Mickelson, 10th rookie, still putting on a show for us. That's that 901 Chevrolet of Wyatt Mickelson. And then a few more known names. Andrew Bolander, Steve Lewis, last year's Best of the Rest champion, that 88, go Louie. Colin Bollinger in 13th now. Colin, he can't be too mad about that accident, right? That tightens the field back up and gives him, I think, a little better shot.
Yeah, off the 13th, we saw him work his way through the pack tonight as well. We've seen him do it once. He's just got to do it again, but he's going to have much less time. He's got 53 laps to go. Well, 52 when we restart. Bollinger, definitely a threat later in this race. He's got that long run pace. He's got good pace. Dominant Charlotte dominant driver here in Charlotte. He's just been struck in traffic tonight. Didn't qualify. Worked his way up and then got the lead. Had a big pit incident with Grant Applegate. But now he's got some time. He's got the field bunched back up together. We'll see if he can work his way back up on these fresh tires.
21 cars on the lead lap. We see John Beverly being shown as the first car a lap down. Behind him, Iverson 2 laps down. Tony, every wreck is another chance for him to do a little bit more repair. Up front, Lesko and Gambrel on the front row. The 905 Nesquik is the control car. Behind them, Kelly and Medina, teammates of First to Engage Motorsports on the second row. Then you've got Vulpes and Applegate. That third row, that's the first group of cars that have the 4 fresh tires. Pace car out of the way. Gambrel with Lesko with control on the inside. Slowly roll it up. 3, 2, 1. Away we go. Great jump there by Lesko. Gonna pull away from Gambrel. Gambrel now side by side with Jared Kelly. Lesko with the lead. Gambrel on the outside of Kelly trying to get momentum. He's got Jose Medina helping him. And then here comes Grant Applegate, third car, outside row. Jared Kelly makes the apron work, holds on, gets into the lead. Single file. Lesko, then Kelly, Gambrel, then Vulpes. And looky, that looks like Matt Novella getting aggressive.
Matt Novella, a little hard side draft to Jose Medina there into turn number 3. He'll take the spot away off of 4. Side by side in front of him. Vulpes trying to take the spot away from Gambrel. Now Gambrel, he was strong later in the long run. Now he's at the track mission. Novella, a little bit of contact over Medina on the 1. He's going to go sideways. Can he save it? No, he won't. He's going to get a little bit more help. And then go around to the back straightaway. More cars involved. Big one on the back straightaway.
He takes the rookie with him. Meanwhile, Moore spinning on the track. Sean Walton made his way through. Looks like Sanders. Case of beer is involved. Lots of damage to the front left of the 73. Novella, of course, part of that action. Luke Wagner, the 903 Nas car, off the pace as well. Oh, Aaron, he almost saved it, but the rest of the field didn't slow down.
Yeah, just a lot of the field trying to take advantage, and this is a lot happened there. Let's really get a good look at that one. So we'll see off of turn 4. We'll see here. So off of turn 4 now, Nat Novella here into turn number 1. So he's going to get a little bit of help from Jose Medina. He'll slide up the racetrack. He'll almost saved it. Looked like very straight here. Really good save here from Novella at first. Now have Eric Thornton trying to take you around the outside. We got 6 speed here. We got a couple more involved. So Novella, he's gonna slide sideways here through turn number 2. He's almost sold on.
He says, "Hey, you hit me."
Bottom. He slots through the bottom, but then you got the 901. Mickelson gets into him, and that's going to send him around. So Mickelson, nowhere to go, right under Novella. He's going to collect them. They're both going to go down the racetrack. Mickelson will hit the inside wall. A little bit of netcode contact as it bounces around. And the 903 of Luke Wagner trying to avoid overcorrects to get the weight shift of the race car. He wrecks himself and spins back up the racetrack. And the 7-3 Case of Beer getting a piece of that as well.
Oh, T-Bone! Look at that. He wanted a steak, and he got one.
Almost looked at 27. Winstead, good avoidance there for that 27.
Hey, I'll tell you what. That 27, Zach Winstead, in a new partnership this year with one of our sponsors, Zach Winstead, the number 27 Ford, is part of the Sim and Destroy Racing Company. Sim and Destroy, one of our sponsors this year. Kevin Kyle, kind enough to offer that sponsorship to Zach Winstead. We'll be working with him. Remember, Kevin Kyle last year was one of our Final 4 drivers. This year, Kevin taking a step back, gonna be the crew chief. So he's actually up on the tower talking to Zach, coaching him about strategy, about tires, warning him about wrecks. I don't know how much warning he had for that one, Aaron.
Yeah, that one was a lot of incident. Definitely going to be a chaotic call, especially up on the spotter stand in that one. That's definitely a hard call to make. You got a lot of chaos there. He's start to develop, and like, oh, he's gonna save it, you're good, yeah, go high, and then all of a sudden you got 3 cars spinning back up in front of the racetrack in front of you. So a lot happening there right off that incident.
Yep, lots of damage. But hey, you know what? Let's give a shout out to a few of our sponsors while we're here under this caution. Of course, big shout out to Fish Speed. Jordan Fisher, so kind to offer his sponsorship all season long, picking up as our main sponsor. Fish Speed, a Discord channel, and Garage 51, using consortium of drivers sharing info, making the community that much faster. Also, big shout out to Kevin Kyle. Kevin, of course, KK Woodscapes, providing trophies for multiple leagues across the Vortex Racing Network family. KK Woodscapes, he's got wood and he wants to give it to you. And Sim and Destroy Racing, another venture by Kevin Kyle, as he now is producing shirts and hats and sponsoring cars. Sim and Destroy Racing Company, gentleman never breaks. I think that's his slogan. It sounds good though, right?
And he's also got wood for KK Woodscapes.
Got wood.
KK Woodscapes, another one, sponsors the Quad Contender Series on Thursday nights, so it's definitely another one. Kevin Kyle, definitely a nice guy to work with. So if you ever need any sim racing trophies or any other sim racing search, anything, make sure to head up Kevin Kyle as well. So definitely a great sponsor.
Meanwhile, new leader up front, Joe Volpus and Eric Gambrell, NMO teammates 1 and 2. Eric Thornton and Hunter Hall behind them. Brandon Guerin, Grant Applegate. Green flag, away we go. Volpus in the lead, gets the start. Got Eric Thornton pushing him pretty hard on that inside row. Third car, Brandon Guerin, outside lane, trying to make it work. Fades a little bit on the early start, looking for late momentum. But it's that inside lane, top 4 cars, and oh my, check it out. Grant Applegate 4th, Gambrell 5th, and Colin Bollinger now in 6th, Aaron.
Yeah, Colin Bollinger, he's a little bit mad about pit entry that last time. He's worked his way up to 5th now. He's on he just pitted for new tires as well. Actually took fuel only. So it looks like maybe some of those drivers there coming down, take fuel only, maybe it might be a little bit close on fuel, but they may have a little bit of contact, but a little bit into the wall there. Brandon Guerin gets to the wall. He's got Grant Applegate working to his inside, trying to take that 3rd place spot away. Applegate trying to get back up front from his pit road mistakes earlier.
Now, Bollinger did take tires back on 92, so he just did a little top off on 101, as did Applegate. So those guys on the same tires from lap 92 as the leaders, Volpus and Thornton. But boy, is it interesting now to see Colin getting that much closer to Grant. Not saying he's going to hold a grudge, but, you know, if I got to bump you to pass you and you just got into me, things might happen. Also, you can see Eric Gambrell, now the rookie or the second-year driver, part of this, but Eric did take tires back on 83, so older tires for that 46. You know, he's just holding on for the rest of this fuel run so that he can get those 4 freshies for that final stage.
Yeah, Nate Lesko, he was leading. He just took tires, and he's in a hated 3-wide battle. Almost a little bit of contact on the front straightaway. Now the back straightaway. The 80 is just barely sliding the line behind him. Steve Lewis slots by Nate Lesko. He's trying to find his way up. He sees Bollinger and Applegate, 2 guys he was battling with earlier before that green flag pit stop, starting to scoot away in front of him. Oh, but contact of 26 goes around right behind him. Hunter Hall gets turned on the front straightaway.
Looks like Lewis might have got into Hunter Hall there. No contact. We are going to get a caution. Gonna keep rolling, but oh my word, what a brown pant moment there. You know, Louis was in the middle of that 3-wide. I wonder if he got his cage rattled a little bit, and then that was just the result of that driver having that brown pant moment.
Let's take a look. It looks like Hunter Hall, looks like he got the wall came out a little bit into that Steve Lewis. I don't know if that was Steve Lewis or another driver. I think it was the 80 of Steve Lewis on the inside. Steve Louis on the inside. It looks like a little bit of contact in the wall. He was a little bit higher. Both of them meet in the middle there on the front straightaway, and the 26 gets turned. So the 26
looks like he kept it off everything, though.
Yeah, kept it off everything. Everyone avoided him, but did get the yellow. Brings out the yellow, and that also makes it a little bit tighter on fuel. We saw a lot of drivers come down, top it off last time. Anyone under this caution, they decide to top it off on pit road here. Might be a little bit of fuel mileage for you this one.
I'm about to say, 108 right now. If you pit, we probably go green on 111. So that's what, 40 laps?
Yeah, 40 to go.
That's doable. That's doable.
Right around that fuel window. So Trevor's looking good. We'll see if anyone dives down pit road here. The pit road is open this time.
Aaron, let's punch KK Woodscape's commercial. I'm gonna go pet my cat for a second, if you know what I mean.
All right. So right down pit road here. We'll see. Oh, actually, everyone. Well, wait. Right after pit road, because everyone's down pit road here. We got a lot of pit road action. So we'll lead this down here. So Vulpes into pit road. Everyone down pit road. We'll see who's gonna get this one here. A lot of drivers down pit road. A lot of split strategy. A lot taking fuel only. This is gonna make it a really tight fuel window here. Who gets out first? And it looks like it will be. Oh, Applegate gets out in front of Vulpes. Good pit stop there. Looks like that will be the leaders out of pit road, taking fuel only. Everyone taking fuel only. A couple drivers going to be taking 2. Freddie Garrett and Jay Stenson, they'll be a little bit farther back. We'll restart here with just under 40 to go here from Charlotte, the season opener of MRL Racing Cup Series Season 6. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in a word from our sponsor, KK Woodscapes.
Here at KK Woodscapes, we only work with the finest woods, the finest tools. We sand the wood here at KK Woodscapes. We stir the paint with a wooden stick here at KK Woodscapes. And then we brush the wood with a wooden brush here at KK Woodscapes. And when it's all said and done, we have these perfectly manicured nails. Put the plaques in the trophies, in the envelopes, ship them to your box, and on your way to you to commemorate your special day. Got wood, KK Woodscapes.
And we're back. It's Jared Kelly on the front row with Nick Mills, a couple of Bonfire Premier Cup veterans putting on a show on MRL. Hey, luckily all of it's covered here on the Vortex Racing Network. Behind them, Applegate, Jose Medina. Aaron, that long run of Medina now paying off. Remember how many laps he sped on old tires. Now, fresh tires and second row. Pace car out of the way. Jared Kelly control car on the inside into the restart zone. Away we go. Great jump there by Kelly. Gonna leave Nick Mills behind. Mills holding on though. Tries to cut down in front of Medina. Medina's at his quarter. He can't do it. Medina on the apron. Outside lane. Medina trying to battle Nick Mills. Inside lane has momentum. Mills though hammer down. Holds on side by side, second and third doing the battle. Up front, the double nickel, Buffalo Bill Ford in the lead, Jared Kelly. He blinks just to make it exciting, blinks again to make it even more fun. But Medina, Applegate, Thornton, 4 and 5. Bollinger in 6. Vulpes, Lesko, Bolander, Brandon Guerin up 19 spots into 10th. Look at the Hornet's Nest. We're 3 wide here in some places.
Yeah, 3 wide through the middle of the pack. Those top 3, Medina, Mills, and Kelly all stayed out there. Everyone else behind took a little bit of fuel trying to make it to the end of the race on no more stops. But Applegate, he's leading the drivers who topping up on fuel. He's ripping that top lane. He wants to get back to the race lead. He's been out of the race lead for a little bit with the strategy being different. Now with 37 to go, he's trying to chase down Jared Kelly for the race lead, but he's got Nick Mills to go around the outside. He's making it look easy, but he got Eric Thornton trying to follow behind. And look at that, Colin Munger right behind him, side by side for third.
Colin battling with Thornton up ahead of them. Great work there. Applegate gets by Nick Mills. Applegate took the pole, led those laps at the beginning. Now got his eyes set on Kelly. Taps the wall, but we're used to seeing that. Behind them, look at now Bollinger on the apron, trying to get under Thornton. These two have rubbed each other before. They've rubbed each other today, but it's Bollinger. Look at him hug the apron and making the move.
Trying to make a move, he gets it done on Eric Thornton. He's going to chase down Grant Applegate early for the race lead, but these two, Jared Kelly, Grant Applegate, they're about to battle for the race lead. Let's allow everyone else to close the gap a little bit. Bollinger, he's been dominant at Charlotte. You mentioned him before, always dominant here at Charlotte. He's been struggling in the track position. He's been up front here and there, but then that big pit road mistake in front of Applegate. Now he's trying to chase him down. He's trying to chase back for the race lead. Nick Mills hard on the wall. That allows the Bollinger to free to third. But here comes Applegate to the inside for 3 for the lead. He's going to clear up in front of Kelly through 3 and 4.
Applegate holding the apron, makes the move. Kelly takes the dirty air like a champ. Now he's pushed up a little high in the 53 of Bollinger. Gonna dive down below, passing him in the tri-oval. What a move there by Colin, and now Applegate and Colin Bollinger. They battled at the beginning, they battled last year, and they're battling here again on lap number 116. Behind them, Kelly, Nick Mills. Here comes Eric Thornton. Lesko, the rookie 6, Volpus, Bolander, Medina, and then Sean Walton also in this mix. And Sean Walton took 4 tires on 109. I wonder if that will make a difference later in this race.
We'll see if that makes a difference. But meanwhile, Bollinger, he's been dominant in Charlotte. He's led a lot of races, won a lot of races here. He's going for the lead here late with 33 to go. He's trying to take the bottom. Didn't make it work. Applegate on the top lane. He flies by around the outside. But Bollinger, he had a little bit of contact with Applegate on pit entry. Spun him around. Is he angry? Does he use the bumper a little bit? Does he use the door? Make a little bit of contact. How afraid is he to make a little bit of contact here? 32 to go. He's a little bit of time, but it looks like he's shut off for now. Applegate able to hold off for now. But keep in mind, Nate Lesko, he's really strong in the long run. He's struggling in the middle of the pack right now. He topped off there. Can Lesko, if he can find his way through the pack, does he have enough time to get back up to the race lead? He could be another fight for the lead.
Money race winners up front. Walton continuing to be the fastest car, though, slowly cutting through the field. Now looking to the inside of Lesko. Side-by-side battle on the track there. Thornton and Mills making their way as well. All these cars, 31 laps remaining, doing battle, trying to make the move. And here's Bollinger looking at the apron to make his move. Applegate loves that outside, Aaron. He rides the rail as good as anybody not named Kyle Larson. And this thing's wide open.
He's trying for it on the outside. 30 laps to go. Still plenty of time for tire wear to be a factor. You got to be a little bit careful. You Applegate up the racetrack. He slides way up the racetrack at 1 and 2. That allows Bollinger to take the lead. He clears off a 2, but Applegate, he's got the run. He's going to dive back down to the bottom. He wants to try and get in this race lead. With 30 to go, you do not want to give up your track position. He slides to the 3. He's going to get tight up the racetrack. Maybe a little bit of contact with Bollinger. Up off of turn number 4. Those two dead heat down the front straightaway. Applegate fights to the bottom. Bollinger with the run on the top lane. Can he hold on through 1 and 2?
This is why we race, Aaron. These two side by side for 2.5 laps.
Contact!
All the way up
sideways!
the track. He touches him. Bollinger can't save it. They're spinning behind. Everybody avoids the mess. No caution.
We stay green. And Eric Thornton takes the lead.
Thornton with advantage.
There's
Kelly behind him. Oh, wow.
The caution comes out a little bit later, but Eric Thornton, Jared Kelly, they pounce on the opportunity with contact with Bollinger.
Wow. I think Applegate let off. I think he I think he felt bad. Like, I don't think Applegate made contact on his screen, but definitely on Bollinger's side. Maybe netcode, we'll have to look, but wow, that was some intense racing. Arron, 3 laps side by side.
Yeah, that was intense racing for the lead. Neither driver wanted to let up. They wanted to keep fighting for this with under 30 to go. And through 1 and 2, it's Thornton inside. Applegate, he slides up the racetrack. He collects him, and it looks like he did let off a little bit there. But let's see.
Can you get a closer up and see? Can you get closer to them and see if he actually touched him, like rear chase or some quad? What's that called?
We'll get the nice shot of you here through 1 and 2. Let's take a look. So down.
He was riding him up the track.
Right there, up the racetrack. Try to side up try to pin him up the racetrack, slid up a little bit, tags the 53, sent him sideways. No, he kept it. That was on a caution. He was on the apron and kept it going here. I wonder what brought out the yellow.
Right there.
I wonder right there.
Because he's going slow on the track. Yeah, that's we call that the David Owens. You just go slow on the bottom and you get a caution.
So that bring out the yellow, but now he's gonna come down and take 4 tires again. Everyone looking like
this is crazy.
This is split strategy here because half the field stays out. Nick Mills, Joe Volpis, Gambrel, Lewis, Sully, Novella, Hall, Garrett, all those guys staying out of the racetrack here. This is really gonna make a interesting strategy call for a lot of these drivers. We got split strategies, fresh tires, old tires. Fuel may be a question for some of these drivers up front, but definitely the guys who pit now easily make it to the finish. This is gonna get feisty.
And then look at Novella. Look at Novella. He was in the pit for 37, 38 seconds. So that means there's still damage on that 56 car, but he's up in 6th place right now. So going to be interesting to see how he holds the arrow going through the rest of this. But yeah, Nick Mills took tires on 101. Joe Volpis took tires on 101, and then he came and got fuel on 109. Behind him, Gambrel took tires on 109. Louis took tires on 109. But Louis might have a little damage, right? Wasn't he involved in a little spinaroonie?
Hey, they had a little contact there, but interesting, we were watching Nate Lesko. He's been in pit road for a while. Him trying to look back at the replay. Maybe you wonder if he got a piece of this with Bollinger off of turn 2. This is a little bit interesting strategy there. I wonder if he's really in pit road for a while. I wonder if he maybe had to go take his own bathroom break. But Nate Lesko, he was running pretty strong. He had a long run pace. Now the thing is, he had a really great long run pace. Now he's got a short run to the end, 25, and now he's going to do it all the way from the tail end of the field.
Wow, Nate Lesko, that's that 905 Nabisco Toyota. Looking good, strong, but, now he's in the back. Things happen, Sometimes the dog gets out of the kennel. And, you can make your own metaphor for what happens there. But, now top rookie Luke Wagner, the Marine Corps veteran out of North Carolina in that 903, is in 9th. So he's the top rookie on the track right now. And then Wyatt Mickelson down in 18th. Mickelson ran strong early, got caught up in that wreck that Novella was part of, brought him down into the apron. A little bit of a rough run. And on his last pit, he just pitted. Once again, he was in there for 1 minute and 3 seconds. And you can see Beverly Mickelson, Casabir, and Lesko with extended pit stops. So you got to wonder how much damage is still on those cars for those guys in the back on the lead lap. Up front, Nick Mills, Joe Volpis. Away we go. Nick Mills, control car, gets off good.
Oh, Wagner!
There goes Wagner. Hold it, buddy.
Is he going to slide up the racetrack? He had damage. Restarting back in 9th. He's on the apron. He's back rolling. Back up fronts. It's Nick Mills taking the race lead. It's Calamity behind. They're side by side for 30 with Gambrel and that 88 with Steve Lewis into 3.
Look at Thornton with the speed, almost hits into the rear of Buddy Sully. Gonna send Guerin up the track, Gambrel up the track. Inside lane, Gambrel, Sully. Look how high some of these cars are choosing to go. Coming back down Hunter Hall, almost into contact with others. It's Nick Mills, though, in the lead. from this chaos. Vulpes looking down below. Vulpes getting the push from Lewis. Then Novella. Nick Mills is on an island surrounded by 3 friends.
Here comes Vulpes looking for the lead, gonna dive it down to the bottom, looking to the inside here with 24 to go, now 23 to go. Now we're mentioning Thornton earlier, he's the first driver on fresh tires. He's trying to pick his way through these drivers on old tires, so these two battling for the lead on about 10 lap older tires, and the guys behind him will see how strong they can hold on, but they're side by side for the lead. Vulpes side by side, looking to the nose of the inside, but he can't get there fully. Mills clears for the lead in the 3.
Mills still in the lead, Vulpes high with him. Then it's Novella and Lewis hugging the apron. Middle lane now high. You can see the swerving Gambrel and Thornton. Lots of action. And then Grant Applegate trying to get through the mess. Applegate looking high as you can go, trying to find the speed, getting blocked from Gambrel. And here comes Colin Bollinger.
Colin Bollinger almost gets to the outside 3 wide there, but Applegate, he'll steal the lead away from the drivers on tires from Eric Thornton. But Bollinger right behind, had a little bit of contact with Applegate, not once, but twice this race. How aggressive he's going to be with Applegate. Is he going to be happy still with that 14 machine?
And him and Thornton as well. They battled last year. So remember, the 53 of Thornton, the 53 as well as the 1 and the 14, all 3 of these guys have rubbed each other. And then Gambrel in this mess as well. And side by side, Mills and Vulpes. You could throw an apron over the top 8 cars.
Yeah, they almost got contact there. Applegate trying to fight his way through. It's a roadblock for the drivers on old tires. Bollinger 3 wide to the top behind, trying to take it away from Thornton and Novella. But here comes Applegate. He's just split a middle 3. Tries to get the inside. Vulpes will clear. Vulpes will clear for the lead. Applegate to the inside for second. He's going to look for the lead in the 3.
Applegate gonna hug the apron. Vulpes Mills on the outside. Bollinger now on the apron behind him. Thornton and Applegate. Oh, little bit of swerve. Applegate takes the lead. Vulpes in the second. But Bollinger's not going anyway, Aaron. This is it. We've got laps pounding.
It's bounding good. Hard racing here. Grant Applegate, 19 to go. Back to the race lead. He's got Colin Bollinger right behind him. And behind him goes Thornton trying to get to the inside of Joe Vulpes. Almost made contact, but Sean Walton, he's come to the inside. He's looking for opportunities. He's trying to chase for the lead, but Bollinger back to the bottom for the lead.
Yup, Bollinger looking down below. Applegate trying to make the momentum. Vulpes into the wall, keeps rolling, but definitely gonna lose the spot to Walton as they come through. Walton looking below Vulpes, but here comes Thornton on the apron as well. Tight battle here. I think the momentum of Walton will carry him through. And oh my, Nate Lesko up into 7th. Boy, all these names coming back to the front, Aaron.
Yeah, Lesko, he's been strong in the longer runs. He has a little bit will have a little bit of tire wear to maybe go to his advantage late here, but he's had to work his way through the field. But he's got Colin Bollinger. He's leading the field now, as he's been the dominant one at Charlotte before. He's looking to pick up another win. He's checking out now, half a second gap over Grant Applegate, and he's trying to pull away. He's pulling away nice and strong too, but 16 to go. Anything still up for grabs here. Can maybe Walton, can Applegate chase it back down, or Thornton, or could Lesko working the bottom. He is hauling that next quick machine on the bottom.
Oh, he makes chocolate milk quick, and he makes quick work of the people on the track. Bollinger in the lead up front. He only took 2 tires. Applegate took 4. Walton took 4. Eric Thornton took 4. And then Nate Lesko. I'm sure he took 4, but boy, he parked it for a while. Maybe he made himself a nice frosty beverage while he was down there.
Maybe he did. Maybe that gave him a little bit of boost on the racetrack. He's up to 4th now. He's at 1.6 seconds to chase down Colin Bollinger with 15 laps to go. Can Lesko in the next quick machine? Can he chase him down? And he's hauling now. He is moving in that 9:05. The rookie looking for his first win here at Charlotte of the season opener.
13 laps into this run, you have to expect the tire wear to come into effect on the next 2 to 7 laps. Question at that point is, how powerful will that dirty air be? Colin using it to block off the others. Sean Walton in third, trying to close the gap on Applegate. Remember, Walton is a teammate of Colin Bollinger, so I would imagine he would not get too aggressive with the team captain. And then Lesko as well, making the charge. All those cars running at 30.36 that last lap. What speed from the top 4.
They're working strong, all of them moving. It ain't Lesko. He's got by, he got the clean air now. He's looking to Sean Walton a little bit. He's down to 1.4 seconds. He's been strong on the longer run. Can Lesko, can he put a drive in here to chase down Colin Bollinger? Grant Applegate, he was close in the last few laps, but now that gap's opened back up for Bollinger, but it's not over yet. Lesko, he's moving forward. He gained a couple tenths on everyone in front of him that lap.
Lesko 3.36 seconds that last lap, was a tenth faster than Bollinger and about 3 or 4 tenths faster than Applegate and Walton. Closing on Walton is the 905 of Lesko. What a story last year. The rookies Jordan Fisher and Grant Applegate coming out of nowhere. Suddenly Nate Lesko wants to add his name to that list of rookie drivers who might battle for contention. And here at Charlotte, now closing up on Sean Walton. Arron, Walton is a tough pass. He is about as calm as a cucumber until he explodes. 6-7 for a reason.
He's trying to hold on. He sped on pit road earlier, reminder, but now he's got that opportunity to maybe pick up a top 3. How hard is he going to fight? How hard is he going to hold off Lesko? He looks low. Lesko looks low. He looks high. He goes to the top lane in 1 and 2. Applegate a little bit of the wall in front. You see a little bit of smoke come off the wall, but Applegate, he holds on the second, but Lesko trying to find his way by. He has the speed, 10 to go. Time's running out. How hard is it going to be to get by Sean Walton? He can't find his way by yet.
Walton has enough tire to hold that apron and slide back up top so that he can block. Lesko gonna look by again. He's at his quarter. He's trying to push it. How high will he keep the 6-7? Doesn't do it, chooses the apron. Walton is gonna give up that spot. Nate Lesko into third, and now he's got Grant Applegate in front of him.
1.6 seconds is the gap. How much can he close? Meanwhile, the past few laps, Applegate, he's closed the gap down to 2 tenths of a second. They had a little bit of lap traffic to work through. They had the new rookie. It was Wagoner. They had the pass there. But Ken Bollinger, can he open it up? 8 to go. Or Ken Lesko, he's got a second and a half. It's gonna be tough. Ken Lesko, can he do the impossible? Can he chase him down with 8 to go and maybe steal this away? But Applegate lose the touch a little bit to Bollinger. Bollinger almost there. 7 to go. Started for the back. Can he do it?
Doesn't get any better than this. You've got a defending champion in Applegate. You've got a one-time champion in Bollinger, last year's 1 and 2 drivers, and then the rookie Lesko trying to close the gap and get it done. All 3 drivers 30.5 that last lap. Colin just 100th of a second faster than the 2 competitors. Lap 143 about to come to conclusion. 7 laps remaining before we crown the week 1 champion here at our Charlotte event. What an amazing race. Bollinger gonna lead lap 143.
And it looked like last time by, Applegate got into the wall in turn 1. It cost him about 3 or 4 tenths of a second, as Bollinger was really trying to block that top lane, but he moved back to the bottom. Can Applegate close it back down? But time is running out. He needs about 1/10 of a second at this point. It's going to be tough for Applegate. Will there maybe be a caution that maybe bunches them back up? But Bollinger, 6/10 of a second. Can he hold on? He moves back to the bottom of the racetrack. 5 to go here from Charlotte, looking to pick up another win.
First race of the year, Monday Night Mayhem race number 6. Action all over the track, but up front, Colin Bollinger finally in control. Took the pole, led the first stage, led all the laps, and now feeling like he should be the guy to beat. Grant Applegate trying to close, 0.6 seconds behind, and now Applegate has Lesko right behind him as well. This race is Collins to lose. Just a few more laps to go. Behind them, plenty of battling still. Nick Mills in the middle of it with Hunter Hall. And, oh, my buddy Sully as well. There's Iverson and Zach Clausen trying to bang into each other directly behind them. Lots of action throughout this track as we are closing down on the final lap.
Yeah, closing down here on these final couple of laps. And Iverson, a little side-by-side over that 49 of Nick Mills into turn 3. This is just outside the top 10, up and just in front, not too far in front of the battle with Novella Stinson as well, but that's settled now. Zach Clausen, he's in a couple laps down from the get-go. He's 4 laps down now. I don't think he's going to get his laps back at this point. Iverson driving out of the inside of Hunter Hall, trying to take this 11th place spot away here with 3 to go.
Yeah, you know, he might be a few laps down, but that don't mean he's going to race you. He won't race you for the win. I mean, what did you want him to do? Putting the moves on out there. Up front, Bollinger's lead has now grown to 0.8 of a second. And Lesko as well, looking down below Grant Applegate, not going to get the momentum. I think the tire wear starting to affect those guys on the apron. Going to be difficult to pass on the inside. Lesko knows it. He's going to have to make a move on the outside to get anything done. About to come up on a white flag.
Yeah, time's running out. He's got a mile and a half to go. It's Colin Bollinger in the lead. He's got no pressure out back. Less than just a mile to go now. Here from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway for the season opener. It's been a dominant performance for Colin Bollinger. He's had to work his way up from the back a little bit. He's always been dominant here at Charlotte. He's trying to pick up another win. They're battling for second behind, but Bollinger in the lead by himself in the 3.
Into 3, Bollinger looking good. This is his race to win behind him. Lesko trying to make a dive. Does it. He holds it. He's going to ride up. Colin Bollinger going to take the win. And Lesko is going to come home in second. Last year's champion Grant Applegate third. And Sean Walton fourth, 6, 7.
He'll pick up for Sean Walton a strong run tonight, but Nate Lesko getting the drag race at the line for second on Grant Applegate. But Colin Bollinger did not qualify. He had worked his way from the pack. He had an incident on pit road under green. He got another caution. And through battle, through all the adversity tonight, he wins once again here at Charlotte.
I mean, they should call this the track that Bollinger built. This fella has won 3 Charlottes in a row. He did lose the championship to Applegate last year. Colin Bollinger, the regular season champion. Grant Applegate wins in the playoffs. But here he is back again, Colin, to regain his title and starts it off here at Charlotte, first win. And you know what that means? This is a win and you're in league. So Colin, as long as he hits the minimum 10 races, he will be in the playoffs once again, that 53.
Getting in the playoffs nice and early, winning the season opener. Once again, another great win here at Charlotte. He had to work his way for the back. He didn't qualify. A great win for Colin Bollinger.
Yeah, and now comes the fun part, because Colin is never in Discord. So we're going to hunt for Colin and not see his name, and then I'm going to invite him into the chat. What a knucklehead. He wins the championship, and he's probably already turning Netflix on.
Yeah, and he already won the race, so he's looking to try and pick up the win here in this one. I already picked up the win. Now we're going to have to find him in Discord. Can he maybe, will we find Go Longer in Discord? I'll have to see if we can find him.
Yeah, it's such a hard look at him, because nobody's in delusional right now. He's already taken the dip. But you know what? That's fine. He doesn't want to be here. Let's bring in Grant Applegate instead. Grant Applegate, last year's champion, brings it home in third today. Let's take a look. Looking up. There he is. He's up there talking to Tony. I'm going to rip him. I'm going to rip him away like the groundhog when you're trying to figure out if winter will continue or not. Yeah, let's do it. Bam. Grant Applegate, I got you, buddy.
Yes, you do.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what, dude, putting on a show. Last year's champion, Grant Applegate, congratulations, my friend. Today, running up front, but looks like Colin just took it at the edge. What was the most fun you had today?
The first, whatever it was, 20 laps when I've had no competition. I don't like racing in these cars. It just, my internet seems to not want to cooperate, and netcode happens, which I never got an incident point for when Colin spun out, so I'm assuming it was netcode because I never felt anything on my end. But yeah, so I just don't like racing people, honestly. I have a hard enough time saving tires as it is.
Well, again, a difference I noticed today when you were in the lead and when you had the clean air in front of you, using the apron a little bit more than you did last year. Last year, you were riding the apron at the end, but riding the high side. Today, apron a little more inviting for the 14. Is that a change in driving style? Was that just for this track? Talk to me about that strategy.
Just philosophy. Saving tires and stuff's what won me the championship, so I'm trying to learn how to do that and still be fast. Obviously, I can't compete with Colin and the new guy, whatever his name is. They still got me on the tire saving stuff, but I'm trying to figure it out. And just the only way to do that is to practice it, and practice it in the race is the only chance I get to. Because for me personally, I can't really go into like just a test session and run laps by myself. That just doesn't tell me anything. That just feels like hot lapping, and it does not tell me if I'm pushing it or if I'm being conservative or anything. So the only way I learn how to do anything is to watch somebody else do it, and then I try to do the same thing at the same time, kind of thing. So yeah, I know in order to win these races, I'm going to have to be better on the long run. So just kind of tonight, that's what I was trying to do, was figure out how to be good on the long run. And I did it on the first couple runs, and then, like I said, I got racing with people, and just they were better. And I don't really, I know I'm slow, and I know what I need to do better, but I don't know how, if that makes any sense.
Well, I'll tell you one of the ways you could do it. Fish Speed Consortium on Discord. Go check out Fish Speed. You know they use that Garage 61. You knew Jordan when you came into the league. Do you operate with those guys?
Yeah, I'm over there in the chat. It's just I never really have time to get in-depth analysis of anything to really figure out where I'm losing the 10th, or it feels like it's about a 10th usually in the longer runs. But hopefully I'll get to race. I got some more leagues set up to run with Jordan, so hopefully I can figure something out with those.
Well, Jordan Fisher, of course, down in Florida today. Grant Applegate, again, last year, got your first win at Kentucky. I thought you were the guy for a while, really making that outside work and then getting on that lower lane. But Colin ends up picking up his third win in 3 Charlottes. What a dominant run for that guy. But Grant, every race I've seen you've gotten better. The one before this, you won. I'm going to expect to see you back up here in Victory Lane very, very soon. Anybody you want to give a shout out to here today?
Just, again, as always, shout out to people who put on the show. They don't have to, and they give us a place to show up and play this game and enjoy our Monday nights. So just appreciate everybody. Appreciate you all for doing the broadcast and everything. So just appreciate everybody who puts on the show.
Thank you, sir. Great seeing you out there. Have a great evening. You earned it, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Ooh, Aaron, I think I found Nate. I'll pull him in for you. Okay.
We found Nate. We found Nate Lesko, second place finish, but I also saw we bring in Bollinger. We found him. He's sitting in the waiting room waiting for us. So we find Nate. We'll get up to our race winner of Bollinger. But here is Nate Lesko, our second place finisher here tonight. You had a drag race right to the finish.
Yeah, that was exciting coming down to the end.
Yeah, so you battled it out there with Applegate throughout that final little bit of run. Especially you had to work your way back through the last few, last 20 lap run. How hard was it to work your way through the pack, and how were you able to get up to second there those last few runs?
Oh, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do it because the whole strategy was about saving tires. Long run was my strength, it appeared. But, I just had to push it up the whole last 20 laps. I hit the wall with like 30 laps to go, so I had to fix the toe link So that's why I kind of start back farther.
Well, that explains the minute and a half pit stop there. Me and Gene were speculating up here. What were you doing in the pit road? Maybe you couldn't hold it anymore. You had to go take a bathroom break after that last caution. So, Gene, we finally found our answer.
There it is.
So you had a little bit of toe link damage, but yeah, you had a great run there in that final little bit of run. But Gene, do you have any questions for Renee, our second place finisher, the rookie? You're watching him all night long.
Yeah, I mean, Nate, great run out there. It seemed like the first run you were feeling out the field on that first set of tires. Second run, you got all the way up into the leaders, and then at the end, you're battling with him. My question is, take that toe link pit stop out of the way, start in fifth place that last run. Maybe Nate Lesko finishes a little further up?
I would hope so. I feel like I had the pace. Never know. Not sure. You can try to draft behind the cars a little bit on the track, so I'm not sure how much I could get away, but I feel like I had a shot at least.
Nice. Well, definitely put on a show for us. Love seeing it out there. Last year we had a couple of really hot rookies show up, Grant Applegate and Jordan Fisher. This year, Nate Lesko. We're going to add you to the list of rookies to keep an eye on. Anybody out there you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, you guys for putting on the broadcast. And then John Beverly, I just found out about this league actually today. So in touch with him and got started. So it's been a whirlwind of like 7 hours now, I guess.
Oh, look at that. Snagging him away. Poached him from another league. Well, Nate, thank you so much for joining us. Hell of a show out there today. 13 race season. Winning you're in. So if you don't get there on points, I'm looking forward to seeing you pump it up maybe through a victory lane appearance. Can you give us a little insight? Do you have a number you're looking at when that rookie number gets peeled off the car?
I was looking at the numbers available. I think 10 or 40, probably something that ends in 0.
Little bit of a tidbit for you guys at home. Nate, have a wonderful evening, my friend. Welcome to the league. Pleasure to see you out there, brother.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Wow, great to see a rookie like that come in. Sounds like a humble guy, too. Going to be a great addition to the league. Can't wait to see how his career continues to develop here in Monday Night Mayhem, Arron.
Yeah, definitely. He put on a really good show tonight. You saw a lot of long run pace, just battling with Bollinger. Bollinger, a very dominant performance tonight, but he wasn't. Lesko, tried to chase it down there late, but had a little bit of totaling damage. But Bollinger came out on top once again here at Charlotte, and he's waiting for us.
I mean, imagine if Lesko got by, didn't. This is a woulda, coulda, shoulda. Like if a frog had wings, it wouldn't bump its butt when it hopped, but if Lesko doesn't start way back there with that damage in the front, doesn't have to pass 16 cars in the 20-lap run, boy, would it not have been sexy to see that 905 doing battle there with that 53 at the end. Speaking of the 53, he's been waiting long enough. You can't keep a champ waiting. Colin Bollinger, you got us, brother.
Oh, yes, sir. What's going on, guys?
Man, I think we need to call this track the track that Colin built. 3 appearances at Charlotte in the MRL Monday Night Mayhem. 3 victories. You lead over 90% of the laps you participate in. What's the deal with you in Charlotte?
Oh, honestly, it's just a good track where a lot of my skills, come into play. I mean, a lot of off-throttle time, at least until it gets to the night time anyway. And it's honestly a lot of people run it pretty hard, thinking the tire wear isn't bad, and the tire wear can get you in trouble very quick. And I think that's my biggest thing is just keeping the tires on longer than most of the guys out there.
Is that what we were seeing at the very beginning of the race? You were in the middle of the field, took your time making your way through there. A lot of interesting things occurring to you, especially when you were in that group there with Gambrel getting through there. It's a give and take, right? I mean, there's risk and reward for choosing to hang out in the back like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, tonight it really wasn't too bad. All my stuff happened to me while I was up in front, funny enough. But no, all that everybody raced pretty good in the mid pack and back. And no, I mean, like you already know, me and Bolander, we even at the start of the season, we kind of start in the back and we kind of feel stuff out. It's not game time yet, so I was sitting there just gonna see what the tires did, and I think we ran up to third before the caution came out, And then yeah, everything, all that stuff I was in happened that once we got up to the front. It was horrendous after that.
Yeah, that front, there was a lot of netcode as well. It seemed like cars just getting a little bit closer. We did see the fun you did have down in pit road. That looked like a good time. You want to comment on that?
I mean, yeah, I can't really. Yeah, I don't want to curse, but crap happens. It's whatever. I mean, I called out and pitted early. Kind of dropped down between 3 and 4, and the 14 pitted late, and I really wasn't paying attention because I didn't hear him call out, which he has the right to, I guess, if everybody else is so far behind when we left them 3 seconds back. So it was we just came together, just spun around. We were hot in the moment, but it really didn't affect us on track the rest of the night, other than the little net code, and even then, that wasn't really nothing too crazy. I didn't really say nothing over the radio anyway.
Was there any damage? Did you take damage on the spin in the pit stall, or did you have to repair at any point during the race?
I think honestly, when we got the net code, I think the rear tapped the wall and they gave me 20 seconds, so I had to sit there and take the 20 seconds real quick. But other than that, no, that was the only time we had damage. Everything else was actually pretty. We got lucky, especially on that the caution that came out for me and the 14, because I watched 25 cars fly by me really quick, so I was so glad nobody drove through me.
Oh yeah, that was a tense moment. Aaron, you got any tidbits or questions here for the champ?
I mean, he had a dominant performance tonight, but you mostly got him through. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you mostly got pretty much all my questions. You had to work your way up through the pack tonight, but you get the win. But you also mentioned earlier when you won, when you're in. So how does it feel able to get the win tonight and lock yourself in here early on?
Yeah, I mean, don't matter until we get there. So gonna win next week, or try to. So that's the goal.
Right on there.
Yeah, cool as ice, baby. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, he's drinking a decaf coffee as we speak right now. No. If Walton wouldn't have taken the 6-7, I'd stick it on the side. Too cool, Colin Bollinger right here, champion today. Colin, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Just the same old guys, all Mo Power and Team Delusional Racing, and Daniel Plant Smith for its new paint job tonight. Looked good even when it was wrecking. Andrew Bolander, Ray Sean Winfield, I guess. Those guys, and then last but not least, you guys. Arron for sub, got a last minute sub in for Zach, and Mean Gene doing the stuff he always does. It was probably a great broadcast, and I'm excited to watch it back. So. Oh
yeah, we got the ATVO going tonight, man. Not SDK, you got the ATVO, so little extra stuff. I do have a request for you though, Colin. Can you go to Discord and just type in on that little thing, Team Delusional, Walton, Bollinger, Plant Smith. Come on. I don't want to be talking High Side Hustler all year again.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you don't gotta. Don't make them feel.
I'm gonna forge it. I'm gonna go forge it. Okay, I'm just gonna forge your name in there.
That sounds good to me. You do whatever makes you feel better. As long as you stop saying their name, that works for me.
Oh, you're the devil. What a win. What a win. Colin Bollinger again, taking the win here at Charlotte. Colin, go have a party with your Team Delusional friends, dude. You earned it. Great run again. Can't wait to see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, Aaron, I'll tell you what. If Sean Walton didn't have 6-7 on the side of his car, I think that Colin would have to get a 6-7 tattoo.
Yeah, he might have to, but you might have to. But I think the 53. Cool. I think the 53 Delusional car shoots him very well, though. How
about we just start calling him Too Cool?
I think that's a little bit. I think that's better. I think that's better.
We'll call him Too Cool Colin, because my word, this guy does not get worked up. Keeps his calm even when getting spun. Incidents happen, but it's part of racing, and these guys have been racing together for so long, they know it's not malicious. You just want to go fast, and sometimes when the tires wear out, you push a little bit, you go higher than you want, you get into the guy, and you saw Applegate get off the throttle immediately after that contact. So I don't think it was intentional or malicious, but just some good hard racing out there. This is what we saw. Do you have the final results? We can pop that up for the fans at home.
Bring those up right here. Just try to bring those up. So final results here tonight. Bollinger able to get the win. As we mentioned, we just talked to Lesko and Applegate. Sean Walton in fourth, but Eric Amber rounds out that top five. Strong top five here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys up at the front. Gambrill, first run with NMO right there. Remember, Gambrill picked up his first league win just last week or 2 weeks ago in the truck series over in the Dennis Puckett Big Trucking Tuesday. So Gambrill continuing to rise. And as I mentioned earlier, he was in best of the rest, but he missed 2 of the 7 races. And if you averaged out his finishes, he would have won over Steve Lewis. So this is a guy, the 46. If he can run full time, going to have to keep an eye on him. Jay Stinson running today, 6th place. Didn't have his teammates with him that he normally does. Would love to see a little more help for the Venom driver. And then who knows, might have been a little bit higher up. Matt Novella, a wild day for Matt in that 56 Valvoline, Aaron. We saw him go on a little ride, but it looked like ended up saving the day.
Yeah, he was able to recover very strong there, able to get up a solid 7th place finish tonight. So it was a good recovery, top 10 start the year.
Yeah, Joe Volpis going to bring her home in 8th. Again, NMO driver. Eric Thornton bringing it home in 9th. Eric's so strong at the beginning and was part of that hornet's nest of drivers. Just looked like 6 or 7 guys on that last restart. Andrew Bolander also part of that, the Team Delusional driver. So top 10, amazing list of drivers right there. Big surprise for me. How about Tony Iverson somehow milking that broken car back to 11th place? I mean, he's got to be proud about that. Hunter Hall went for a spin, didn't hit anything, comes home in 12th. Nick Mills going to make his first run of the year with us, Mayhem, and gets the 13th. Buddy Sully, welcome back. Buddy, full-time this year with the Highside Hustlers. Brandon Guerin, good run, top 15 for him. Medina, 16. Louis, last year's best of the rest, 17. Wyatt Mickelson. I think Wyatt would have got a better finish, but he got caught up in that big wreck that occurred. Took a lot of damage. Ended up having a couple of pit stops that were over a minute and a half. So let's see what Mickelson can do next week. Jared Kelly, the double nickel, 19th, not indicative of his talents. So if Jared continues to run with us full time, that's a guy you're going to see battling for top 10s. Jack Sanders, season 2 champion. Case of beer, caught up in a crash, as were all of these drivers as we go down the rest of the list, as they're a few laps down. But big field and overall really good racing here today, Aaron. Those big groups, I would have thought we'd have saw some more wrecks, but able to hold their line and go through, like you mentioned at the opening broadcast, 3 and 4 wide down those straights and then merging back into single file coming out of those turns. Really exciting.
Yeah, really exciting. Very hard, tight races. We saw a few of them make a mistake. We saw most incidents, but and limited incidents. But I mean, very clean racing through everyone here tonight. We saw one hard wreck though that we did see with Iverson and Michael Mata. K-pop. We saw K-pop. We saw the K-pop, and unfortunately, Michael Mata got taken out of that early. He finishes last place finish tonight. Not where you want to be.
No, Pop Goes the Weasel really wanted to talk to Michael Mata, but he was still in the infield care center there at the end of the race. His race ending on lap 39. Mata was a playoff driver last year. He did miss that first race in the round of 12, and that cost him from making the round of 8. But this is a win-and-you're-in situation. This is just one of 13 races in the regular season. So I promise you, K-pop is going to be back and have something to say about the rest of the year. So, Aaron, this is your third race you've seen of the Monday Night Mayhem. What do you think, man? Any final thoughts as we head out of Charlotte?
Man, yeah, definitely a fun lead to watch every Monday night. Definitely fun to watch, fun to be a part of and be here, step in for the broadcast here tonight. Has Zach taking his vacation? So, but no, Zach will be back next week with you guys. But yeah, it's definitely fun here tonight, stepping in here at Charlotte and put on an awesome race here tonight and working an amazing, great call up here with Eugene.
Oh, I'll tell you what, man, it is a pleasure. Aaron, you are definitely one of the best on-track play-by-play guys that I have had the honor to be in the booth with. Always a pleasure to see you come back. Do you happen to have that Vortex schedule by any chance on you?
I do not have the schedule. I just have the ads.
Oh, okay. No
I don't have the
worries.
schedule tonight. We can see if I can somehow steal it real quick, and maybe I can get it up really quickly.
All right, so Vortex Racing Network, again, we're broadcasting multiple nights. Sundays, you're going to get our Bonfire Premier Cup going into the round of 8. Bonfire Racing League next week. Tune in to see the boys as they do battle at Darlington. First of the round of 8. Lots of the names you saw here going to continue, but the real question is, who's got an answer for Jason Landry? Nobody knows. Might it be Smokin' Joe? You're going to have to tune in Sunday to find out. Monday Night Mayhem, the opener that you just saw right here live from Charlotte, as we saw Colin get his 3rd Charlotte win in a row, beginning his season. So congrats to Colin on Mondays. Tomorrow night, we're going to be broadcasting for the Dennis Puckett Big Trucking Tuesday. They're in race number 6 of the Big Trucking Tuesday. Can AJ Benish, back-to-back champion, 3-time winner, can he get back on the right track as he continues to struggle early on in that season? And there's no winning you're in the Big Truckin' Tuesday. So if your points aren't enough at the end, you could have trouble. No stage points there, no points for leading laps. This thing is all about what you do on the track at the end of the race, and also incident points. You know, you got to reward guys for not driving like a couple of coconut heads. Wednesdays, we've gone dark temporarily, and then Thursday, you're going to get the brand new merged league, DDI Racing League and Monday Night Racing, the Thursday Thriller Series combining and switching to Wednesday. Ooh, I'm sorry, Aaron, I misspoke. Switching to Wednesday. So Wednesday nights is going to be the MRL, DDIRL truck season with those two guys joining. I cannot wait to see the size of the field. They had over 30 at that last recruiting race, so expecting big things from them. And hey, Friday, ARCA series is going to start up again for the MRL ARCA series. You can race in that. Reach out. Joe Volpus can take care of you. John Beverly as well. Get your racing on the track, and that'll be live on our sister station, MRL Broadcasting, on Saturday night, brought to you by John Beverly and Smokin' Joe. Whew, I think I got it all, Aaron.
You think you got all the schedule?
I don't know, man.
I did steal the MRL schedule, so I did bring that. I do have that for later for the rest of the season. So I did able to get that, but I didn't have that in the Vortex Racing Network schedule. But yeah, but definitely a lot coming up here on Vortex. So that's definitely fun watches week in and week out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a blast, too. But, you know, we can't do it without you, the fans at home. So please, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit subscribe, because you want to be part of this action moving forward. Share this with your friends. Hit like. Move us up that algorithm. Get us even closer. So as we're getting ready to head out, again, big shout out to our sponsors. Thank you so much to Fish Speed for taking over as our primary sponsor of Monday Night Mayhem. Also, big love to Sim and Destroy Racing Company sponsoring Zach Winstead this season, the number 27, but also making the finest T-shirts and hats that you could ever want to wear. Sim and Destroy Racing Co. KK Woodscapes, our trophy sponsor, sponsoring multiple leagues across the Vortex Racing Network family. Always a great time. And hey, little tidbit for you boys and girls at home. We're going to do a drive for 500. That's right, the Daytona 500 coming up on the Vortex Racing Network, partnered with Sim and Destroy Racing Company. We're going to do a full-length Daytona. Prizes galore. You can get a KK Woodscape trophy. You can get a private lesson with Conti Pros. You can get T-shirts, all kinds of prizes going to be given away, die casts for that event. So the drive for 500 going to be live here on the Vortex Racing Network full-length Daytona ought to be exciting. Aaron, that's something you ought to look into. No iRating
Yeah,
cap,
you caught
bud.
my interest with that. You might see me on the racetrack for that, so make sure to send me that. I'll definitely be interested in that one there.
Yeah, we'll move you and see what we can do about getting you one of those. You'll have to wear the hat up in the booth.
We'll see.
Get the-
For sure. But I gotta get. I might see myself victory lane. That's what I'm eyeing. with that
You're going
$500.
for the lesson, right? Get the Conti lesson.
Yeah, I could use that. I definitely could use that. Road to Pro season's coming up, so.
You gotta love it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Colin Bollinger takes the opener here at Charlotte. Monday Night Mayhem is returned. 13 race regular season win and you're in. Colin punches his Willy Wonka golden ticket to the playoffs once again at Charlotte. See the action next week live here on Monday Night Mayhem on Vortex Racing Network. On behalf of myself, Mean Gene Money, Aaron Brown, all the league admins and our sponsors, have a lovely night. And as always, bottoms up and hammer down.